Greetings to the gamers. Let me know if my audio sounds too different. I tried to change around some of the 3-band equalizer to hopefully make it sound a little bit more clear. I'm not trying to do a pirate software and make myself sound... Actually, hold on. I can. Hold on. One second. I can do this. I mean, like, this isn't going to be the same because I think his would be more powerful than this, but, like, dude, I can, like, just base it up and just be like, no, guys, this is how my voice has always sounded. What are you talking about? This is every day when I click go live. This is exactly how I sound. Okay, let's get that back down to the 1.0 decimal. But I could. Okay, get that resettled back in line. I know it was peaking there, by the way, if you're about to say that was very loud. Yeah, I know. That's what happens when you bass boost the hell out of something without lowering its decibel volume permitted inside my OBS mixing. And the only reason I didn't change the permitteds inside the OBS mixing is because it takes more than half a second, and the bit would have, it would have dragged a little bit, and I'm nothing if not somebody who knows how to keep it quick and snappy. Oh, to be the first to get salted on? Trust me. Been on this earth around 24 years, roughly. Not many people are lining up. You've got a pretty good first come, first serve on that one, I would say. All right, I got myself a little caffeinated beverage. Hold on. This is my way to lock in. Ensure that I'm ready to survive. You should be seeing Risk of Rain. Well, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, what a lovely Christmas we'd have. And there it is. And just in time, let me move myself down a little bit. I'm a bit too high. Something that Snoop Dogg has probably never said. Dude, how much do you think he has to spend on marijuana at this point? Like, obviously, I know he's got the money, so it doesn't really matter, right? But, like, you just gotta think, you build up a tolerance to stuff like that. That's the same reason you can't constantly take not painkillers. What are the ones I'm thinking of? Antibiotics, because, like, there's a chance the human genome would then evolve past the need for antibiotics. Or more, it would evolve to antibiotics no longer being necessary because they wouldn't do anything. Because we'd start to have, the entirety of how antibiotics are processed, our body would get used to it, would adapt to them, and then they wouldn't do anything anymore, which is why doctors are so afraid to give them out. That, and I'm sure, well, I don't think you can get addicted. No one's out here absolutely huffing penicillin or something. I don't think that is an antibiotic. I think it's an antifungal, but you understand the point. I don't know any antibiotics by name, so, but yeah, that's why I've been told that you're not supposed to spam those, because you risk humanity growing immune to the effects of them, and then it was nice that you didn't have toe pain or whatever for a bit. However, now future generations are going to get killed by, like, the Giga viruses. Oh, come on. That should have hit. If I was in charge of the game, I would have let that one hit just to make me feel better. Like that. This is my aim training. Battlefield 4 didn't prepare. Or sorry, Battlefield 6, not Battlefield 4. We're way past that one. That was in the past. That was the first Battlefield I played. Well, the first Battlefield, like, I actively played. Because the other ones, my family owned, but it was kind of always like my older brother's game of choice was Battlefield, and I was way more of a COD kind of guy. So whenever a new Battlefield was coming up, he'd hype it up. But 4 was the only time my friend group ever really cared to play it. And it was peak, because that was the one that had Wally, so I just got to kind of drive around as a little robot, repairing stuff. Dude, I kind of miss whimsical stuff in online games like that. You're not allowed to have whimsy anymore because the competitive players will say, but how does this affect the competitive metagame? But how will this change my ability to play the game? That's right, we hit control to run. Sorry, it's been a schminute, okay? I'm used to WoW, where everything is so ungodly slow anyways that I figured I've got nothing I can do to speed it up here. Forgot this is like a real video game for actual gamers to play, unlike World of Warcraft, which is kind of like a you click through text box simulator. I'm enjoying it, by the way, more so than I thought I would, which is not a big compliment to WoW, because I thought I was gonna not enjoy it at all, which just means I'm finding enough entertainment to go back and play it. Is there a chance I play it on stream tomorrow? There's a chance. I wouldn't say anything set in stone. I wouldn't say mark your calendars, but, like, I have been enjoying playing it. The next enhanced boss is Libra. I'm very scared. Libra, unenhanced, is already an enhanced boss, so this is going to be a fun Night Lord to have enhanced. That one, I mean, if the game would run well while I was streaming it, I'd be so down to go back and play it on stream again. I would also love to have people to play it with on stream, just because, like, random Elden Ring players, they're not horrible at the game. They're just atrocious at it. You know what I mean? But they aren't horrible. Don't go saying they're horrible. No, it's just because, like, I don't trust any of the randoms who could be on my team. Because I hardly trust myself, but I'm definitely not trusting them more. And we already know his third phase abilities. He makes me want to cry. Is he going to do more of, like, the whole arena AoE madness stuff? Because that was really... That's the part of him that I always remember struggling with. When I ask, or when I say why he's a hard boss, it's because nobody picks up the golden glimmers. Do you really want to know? Yeah, I mean, there's only like a 30% chance I even end up fighting him, so... I do love Night Rain, though. Don't put it out there that I hate Night Rain. I do love Night Rain. It's just one of those games that I only want to play when I have a group of 3. And it just... I don't know if anyone else has this issue with friend groups, but I feel like I never have 3 people on. We either have like 8 people on or 1 or 2. And there's almost no in between. So it makes it pretty hard to find good Night Rain timings. Because, I mean, that's pretty much why we started playing WoW, is we needed a big game that we could play. That we could just get everybody into. And WoW doesn't have a player limit. In fact, there's about 4 people on the server at any given time. No, I'm sure it's because I don't pay for the newest DLC, which is where everyone's playing, you know? No one wants to play in the old stuff, which is where I'm playing. But it's new to me. I don't know what any of this shit is. You know the debuffs he gets from his deals? Yeah, he gives you those every, like, 30 seconds. Like, half your max HP for 1 minute or lose 2 levels. That's so funny. What a goat, quite literally. I mean, I guess we're good to just, like, go do the teleporter boss. I'm not really doing much else. I'm just kind of walking around. I'm idly talking. Get them shot down. I don't even know if I know where the teleporter is, but it's probably over here. Just because I have not gone over here yet, and I've gone about everywhere else. And then we spawned over there, so I don't think it would spawn over there. It could spawn up top, maybe, but I don't... Let's not lie to ourselves. I was going to say, but I don't think it can spawn up there. I've actually got 0 thoughts as to whether or not it can spawn up there. It's just not what's in my current mindset. I'm currently thinking about the... How am I going to deal with a giant goat? You know what I mean? And I think the answer is he would deal with me. He just... I mean, it's kind of... He already is the boss that manhandles you. You know what I mean? If there was to be a boss that pushes you down and says, this is my domain, it would be him. Sonato Ajimana has raided with a party of 9. Wait a minute, I know that guy. Hello, Sed. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? I'm hoping it's still Tuesday in Europe right now. Otherwise, egg on my face. If it is not Tuesday, lie. No, I'm having a good stream. I saw you were playing some RimWorld. Had it up a little bit while I was working in the office, but I didn't really have time to type because I was like working in the office. But you know, I hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a good stream. You know, I mean, look, you guys have gotten raided into before. You know what I'm gonna say here. I'm gonna say the exact same thing I say every time, which is I don't really have a raiding message, but like I appreciate the raid. I hope you had a great time streaming, and like if you want to go or whatever, you're allowed to. I'll let it happen. Well, we're very benevolent around here. I mean, let's just do a couple jumps for the fun of it. They fucking took... Oh, my ukulele proc stole my jump chain. Look, I just wanted to do some cool parkour, prove that I know what's up. We're fucked. Just kidding. It's called making it a little dramatic. Genesis loop? I'd just rather you gave me nothing. Thank you so much. Precisely one of the worst things I could have ever asked for. Black Ocean, how's it going? Won't you come wash away? Dude, I added that to my playlist, and I think when I've clicked shuffle on my Spotify, it has come up a grand total of never. So maybe I didn't add it to my playlist. Maybe I just like psychosis myself into thinking I added it. I completely missed your stream. Did Ricky appear again? Wow, fake fan, fake fan. It doesn't have the notifications on. Literally couldn't be me. I'm there often. I'm just not typing often. That's the difference. That's the difference. Stream was good. Had a few rough fights. Otherwise, all good. How goes the rain? It goes good. I mean, I'm 7 minutes in, and thus far, we're still alive. So that's... I mean, for some people, that's probably an improvement. For me, it's Tuesday, but... Sorry, I tried to sound confident for once. My therapist said that it would really help me out. And then they also said that I've run out of tokens, and if I would like to consider or continue talking to this AI model, I have to pay more. So I didn't know what my therapist meant by that, but I'm assuming that that's like some really cryptic advice that he was giving me as like some homework style. God damn, does this guy hit? You know what? Honestly, fair enough though. Bandit might hit. Gold guy hits back a little harder. He's got the belt at the ready. Not yet. It's because Derek didn't show up. That's real, by the way. That's real. Do you want the proof of that? I just wanted to say it. What do we have going on here? Goat hoof, a little bit of these. Ooh, yeah, that's what we like to... In the business, we actually have a little nickname for this one. I should have gone through the green portal. We could have gone and killed... Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Yo, I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know where I was at, so I'm going to derail any other conversations that I was having prior, and I'm just going to continue on with this one as though it was the one we had locked into from the very beginning. So you know how every time any piece of media is releasing right now, there has to be a little bit of a war over whether or not it's woke, right? Like, oh, is the new Superman woke? Is the new Fantastic Four movie woke? It has to happen with everything, right? And I think people are recognizing that the discourse is getting tiring because it's just a lot of saying nothing. It's a Rorschach blob that you paint your own values and desires onto, which is fine. Everyone needs little distractions here and there. I think that we can truly say the is X woke discourse has ended if Shrek 5 releases and we have to unironically see people trying to claim that Shrek 5 is a woke film. If we get to that point throughout society, I think it's about time that we just reset because I don't even know how you could paint that. It's like a children's movie about a green guy. Voiced by none other than Michael Myers. So like, if we get to that point, I think the discourse has lost all it could possibly. They've squeezed so much that they're praying and begging that anything changes. And it won't, but that's fine. And I say this knowing in my heart, by the way. You don't have to tell me out loud that it's probably going to happen. I know it's probably going to happen. I just like to have a little bit of hope. We've got really ass items, by the way. If you're looking at our current build and saying, what's your build do? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. I'm piecing it together, and the pieces do not fit. On the bright side, we're about to get some sick value from none other than prayer beads on this level. So that's something. Is it large? Is it big? No. But that's okay, because it's got a great personality. Okay, horrible miss. Look. I don't know, man. Seems pretty woke to me. That's true. Why does he got to be green? What's he trying to say with that? Does he think he's better than everybody else because he's green? Discuss. Before you know it, we're going to be getting Donkey in a dress. Yeah, you know what? That's fucked up. Yeah, now I'm starting to see what they're talking about. You can do whatever you can make Superman woke, make him save people or whatever. But you can't put my goat Donkey in a dress. Then it'll have gone too far. Then I won't even know what I'm supposed to say, man. I think it's just kind of funny to imagine a fully grown man actually upset over the idea of the new Shrek movie being woke. It's going to happen, I guess. Like, the more I've talked about it, the more I've cemented in my mind one thing and one thing alone. The Shrek is woke discourse is undoubtedly happening when the movie releases. It's too big of a movie to not have that discourse. So, also, by the way, you can say that was an impressive backwards climb to get up there. You can say it. It's okay. I'll allow you to say that. Because I was kind of thinking to myself, that was pretty sick. So if you want to say it, it's okay. But, you know, just imagine like a 45-year-old man looking at the Shrek 5 trailer, and like he goes over to his desk and hits it with a fuck. He does the Kazuma Kiryu, slams the desk, turns around. Shrek's woke. Fucking Shrek's woke, man. What the fuck am I supposed to do about that, man? There's nothing you can do. Well, I mean, this might just be the most embarrassing death I've ever taken. It's fine. We lived. I might have died, but at least I lived, bitch. All right. Don't have much to deal with him. Luckily, once we go invisible, he's got no clue where we are. Ah, shit. Which you might say, yes, that's how invisibility works. Listen here. Well, this sucks. Some of us had a long day at work, all right? I was so in love with the outrage from people with Superman being described as an immigrant. I mean, he literally, without even mincing words, just literally what Superman is. He is an illegal alien. His ass did not get a green card. He was seeking asylum because there's no shot he was going back to his home planet. Sorry for spoilers for Superman, by the way. His home planet is not doing too good. I hate to be the one to tell you this if you're about to go visit your Kryptonian relatives. Hey, you might want to cancel the flight, man. It's just not a great place to be right around now. What we got going on there? Okay, okay. Wait, Superman... this is gonna sound really stupid, but I've somehow psyoped my brain into believing otherwise. Superman is a Kryptonian, right? The only reason I say it is because I don't imagine a world in which I'm like an Earthling. My weakness is not Earthtonium. You know what I mean? Or Earth tonight. So that's why I wanted to make sure, because then I was like, in my mind, it did sound right. And I was like, why the fuck would they name their weakness? Or why would they name their planet after their weakness? That seems like it's way too obvious. Don't you want to keep that shit on the down low, not tell everyone what you're weak to? But then again, I guess that might be why their planet fell. It's just a little bit of poor planning on their part. I mean, I guess technically I am weak to earth metals, though. Like, if you were to take a Glock and point it directly at my chest and pull the trigger, the metals in there would kill me. So I guess that is kind of fair from them. I do have a weakness very similar. I'm gonna go take a quick lurk, have a shower, do all the self-care stuff. Yeah, no, of course, of course. Thank you for the raid. What else are you supposed to say? No, I guess that's it. That's all. Thanks for stopping by. I'm pretty weak to uranium. Yeah, but we don't call it earthranium. Which I guess is more what I'm saying. We should change our names to... We should also have more stuff named like the scientists in Avatar were naming it. Like my goat unobtainium. The hard-to-obtain material. We'll just do that. Enlightened? You're goddamn right I am. Max health, health regen, plus damage. It just felt right. We'll throw this in, too. I don't know. We just got so many ass greens. Get behind him. He doesn't even know what's happening. Give him a couple back shots. Well, we do have thorium. Yeah, but I don't think that's Thor's weakness. Correct me if I'm wrong. Haven't seen all the Marvel movies. They could have really swapped up the lore. Now, technically, I could run all the way across the map to get a squid polyp printed with my regenerating scrap, which would be worthwhile. The issue is, I'm not going to. Because that's just way... We have limited time on this Earth. If you want to spend yours going directly for maximum value and risk of rain 2 rather than staying on a power curve, hey, Godspeed, that's your choice. I'm going to try and stay on a power curve somewhat. Because if we fall behind on Bandit, I don't know if we get back. Bandit's really strong front-loaded damage, and not that amazing when he's not, you know, doing a ton of front-loaded damage. Dude, I always love... I mean, again, we've talked about unobtainium before, right? And, like, I have come around on it a bit. It is kind of true that scientists just name stuff like that. So I guess it's fair enough that they would name the hard-to-obtain material unobtainium. I still don't think I like it, but I can't fault the film for that. I can only fault it for just about everything else, which is like Jake Sully is not a character anybody else will ever remember. If you want proof, go ask anybody who the main character of Avatar is, who the main guy in Avatar is, and they'll be like, I don't know, but I remember the blue people and the hair sex, which... Fair enough, those were pretty memorable scenes. You're not remembering Jake Sully, though. Maybe, for being the highest grossing film of all time, you're not forgetting Jack in Titanic. Even though he was just a guy on there. And that's an equally grossing film. Yet it just seems as though, and yeah, sure, one's slightly more character-driven, and the other one was definitely way more... Look how cool CGI is. Can you believe that this is what movies will look like in the future? Little did we know we didn't even have Thanos yet. We didn't even get to see Josh Brolin like that yet. It kind of trips me up that his... Like, obviously, I know it is CG, but I just kind of expected his chin to be that big in real life, too. I guess I more hoped it would be that big. I didn't think it would be. It was just a very primal desire I had that's like, it just makes sense to me. Misses everything on you 37 times? Yeah, consider this a warning shot. Alright. Primal these nuts. You got a good point on that one. I didn't really ever consider it that way. Always someone to come in and make you twist your entire perspective on its head. Spin your whole world upside down. Who was it for me? Dudes will literally fall in love with someone they meet on vacation one time. Sorry. Is that somewhat true? No. Because, like, I didn't really know her name. So I don't think it counts. But I was trying to think, like, of relationship connections that were clearly one-sided. I mean, maybe it wouldn't have been because, like, we hung out all day. But the issue was, it was, like, 5th grade when I was on vacation with this other person. So it's not as though anything could have and at the time you found love in a foreign place and you didn't even know her name. That's pretty real. That's pretty real. Well, no, because like the one I'm talking, look, the only time I ever had any kind of like connection with somebody on vacation, not even in a romantic way, even in just like a friendship way, was in like when I was a kid going on vacation. Because as an adult, the last thing I want on vacation is to be fucking around with random people I don't know. I would way rather just kind of chill and do my own shit. So like, I don't think I've met a new vacation friend in age. Granted, I guess as you also get older, you don't really go on as many vacations as the crushing workforce becomes more and more realized in your mind. I mean, the last vacation I went on was the one that I constantly talk about, the trip to Japan. Aside from that, I use my days off for random days throughout the week when I'm like, damn, I do not want to go in today. And we call that one a staycation, baby. I don't even know how many vacation days I have left. But like, dude, I hate the way my company does vacation days. I feel like you should earn vacation days, and I don't. I just get them at the start of the year. But I wish that I was on one where I earned it, because like, what the fuck? Since I just get them at the start of the year, I just kind of save them all for the from the first half to use all in the latter half of the year. And I don't know if that's what everyone does, or if that's like a me special, but that's definitely my go-to power move. We're gonna miss one green if they have a really good red, by the way, because I am going to trade in all this scrap we have. I think it'll be okay, though. You hear thunder rumbling. We could just go kill the false sun. I don't think I'm that strong at all, though. I think I'm pretty weak, honestly. Pocket ICBM is very good. I think it's good enough to give up a random green. What was the random green we gave up? Oh, it was razor wire. Okay, so we gave up nothing. That's not bad at all, then. I think we'll be fine with that. Yeah. If I ever notice it's missing, I'm the issue. All right, now we just gotta get ourselves a ATG, then we're set for life. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I feel like a little bit discourse dry because I haven't been browsing TikTok or really doing much just in general. I've been so busy at work, which sucks because as it turns out, when you want to tell stories about life experiences, you pull from experiences in life. And I don't really have, like, what am I supposed to say? Oh man, today I had to work with clients at work. Yeah, man, that's like every day. All right, let's just fucking die real quick if that's cool. Whew, that could have been bad. Still could be. From a drama horn, there's been nothing going on. That's true. Quick talk about the DVD stream situation again. That one was really funny though, man. It's so funny that like, people are constantly like, no, Behavior is still a really good company, guys. They just keep messing up literally everything about their #1 IP and creating fuck-ass games that nobody asked for. But trust me, they're really good with their IP. Oh yes, dude, Risk of Rain's also getting a board game. I saw that there was a Kickstarter for it. Am I going to be funding it? I think I'm getting a little bit tired of every game getting a board game. Like, I'm a board game fan. I am the target demographic. And even still, I'm getting a little tired of every game getting a board game tie-in. With that said, does this one look fun? Yeah, it looks fun. But it also looks insanely expensive. I think it was like $130. What, DVD stream? Okay, get ready. So, this was not my stream, by the way. This was a behavior stream. Behavior Entertainment has recently launched their newest season of Dead by Daylight. The newest season is The Walking Dead x Dead by Daylight. So, in order to promote it, they flew out Chandler Riggs. Now, if you don't know who Chandler Riggs is, that would be the actor who played Carl on The Walking Dead. So, they were going to have him play Dead by Daylight with multiple streamers. Ots Darva being the largest one, but there were a bunch of other well-known streamers. It's just if you're outside of the DBD sphere, Ots is the one that you'll know. If you're inside it, you'll know the other ones, but still. So, it's a fun idea. What could possibly go wrong? Well, Behavior has recently updated the engine in which they run the game. Now, engine updates with bugs are to be expected. I think if you thought they're going to upgrade the engine and everything's going to work smooth, you're insane, because an engine upgrade is a huge change to your game. The issue was not that their games were bugged on stream. The issue was, after updating the new engine, there is a new security vulnerability that allows hackers to essentially brick a server you're playing on. How do they brick it? Your ping will still say you're in like 40 or 50 ping, but every step you rubber band back about 30 steps. It's feasibly unplayable. And so long as the hacker has the IP you're playing on, they can keep joining your games if there's an open slot and doing this. So the solution seems obvious, right? Just make sure that a hacker can't join. How many slots could you possibly have in a DVD lobby? Well, that's what the streamer Ots Darva suggested, because they started to get hacked halfway through them playing. Behavior did not listen to this, and instead said that the hacking won't be an issue, don't worry, we have our security team on this. Behavior had to call and end the stream 2.5 hours early, because after an hour and a half of them quote-unquote playing together, they had not played a single round of Dead by Daylight. Because they weren't able to. Every single time they'd connect, it was unplayably laggy. Oh, also, just real quick, as a little aside, if you go, but Dead by Daylight's only 5 players, how was a hacker able to keep getting in? There are anonymous slots that you can take as a spectator of games. So you can like watch your friend if they're in a game, which it doesn't tell anybody that you've joined as a spectator. The only people who get to see it are on behavior end. So that's how hackers are normally doing it, is using the spectator seating. Or being just as stream sniping, getting inside a game, yada yada. But since they were doing closed lobbies that were like private, the hackers were taking spectate seats. Which you might say, it seems pretty obvious that all you'd want to do is like fill up the spectate seats. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I thought. Like, is that a fix to the fact that there's a vulnerability? No, but it's a band-aid on it. And that's kind of all you can do when you're already live. How many spectators are there? Like 6. There's like 6 spectator seats. So it's not as though it's some insane astronomical task. Ots even offered, he was like, my mods can just take all of the spectator seats. They couldn't find 6 employees to log on. So the 6 employees, and this is one that has also been, people are like, wow, I can't believe Behavior doesn't play their game. I think you gotta be fair to Behavior also. Was what they did completely inexcusable? Yes. But Behavior didn't really have any employees at their office who could join for one reason. All of the builds that were on their PCs are like test builds, so they couldn't join the normal live game. They'd have to reinstall it from scratch, which they could have done, but that was the reason they didn't have anybody on staff instantly ready to join in, because their version of the game wasn't right. And people are like, wow, they don't even bother updating their game. And I'm like, are you guys stupid? They're playing a test build. They're testing the new patch. Of course they're not playing on the patch we're playing on. That wouldn't really make much sense for the developers. That would just mean they're sitting there all day going, wow, I love gaming. Now, they're QA testers. Maybe they should have been on it. Are they going to reschedule this because it seems like a fun event? I think they ended up doing offline recording it. But it's very funny because the official Behavior stream of it, they have pulled down from their YouTube channel. Because Behavior was going to stream Chandler's point of view, while all of the other streamers were going to stream their point of views. I believe they recorded all of the matches offline or something. Because you got to understand, Chandler doesn't live near the DBD headquarters. Because they flew him out to have him record this at the official offices and everything. So if I'm him, I'm pissed off, man. If I had to fly out that whole time and you don't even get to play the game, I mean, he has more patience than I do. I guess that's media training though, right? It wouldn't look really good if you lost your cool every 30 seconds. So you're probably trained to deal with annoyances like this at PR or press events. But Chandler does play the game, which makes it pretty fun. I don't think he plays it actively. I think he played a bunch of it back in like the 2016 era when everyone was playing DBD. Now it's kind of, I mean, I still think DBD is a pretty big game, right? Someone tell me the Steam charts. How many people played DBD? And that's just on Steam. There's a lot of Epic players. And you might say, why do people play on Epic so much? The answer is very obvious. The Epic did a lot of free weekends for Dead by Daylight, so a bunch of people just picked up the game for free on there. DBD is a pretty large game still. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like large in the sense that it doesn't get new players. I know that might seem crazy because I'm a new player, but I don't think one guy, like for example, I just started playing WoW. I don't think WoW gets new players. I think I might be the only new player that they've seen in the past 5 years. Before anybody asks what class/race I'm playing, I am playing an orc who is a what are they called? Arms warrior. That's what they're called. The two-handed warrior DPS spec. That's what I'm playing. You have to learn 70 things before jumping in. Yeah, and their tutorial is so ass. Dead by Daylight's tutorial is like, you should do generators. Man, don't get caught by the killer. All right, best of luck. They don't even bother explaining to you what the fuck a perk is. And I'm not even talking about like the little abilities you can equip. They don't even bother explaining what Percocet is, which is crazy. I mean, because that's very essential to play Dead by Daylight. They don't explain what a loop is. Yeah, well, it's because if you look at Pirate Software's code, you'll see plenty of them. Weave. All right, we're fucked. We're alive. We're so alive. We're so alive. Woo. Oh, fuck. We got hit there. We're fine. We're fine. Don't worry, by the way. Even if we die, we're not dead. All right? I made sure of that. Called my contacts about this. There we go. Goddamn bandits fun. Is there any other character who's this survivable, damaging, handsome, attractive? I wouldn't say I dislike Pirate Software. I just find him kind of sad. I kind of view him the same way I view like Yandere Dev, Chris Chan. Not as bad as Chris Chan, because Chris Chan at this point is completely inexcusable. How I used to view Chris Chan, you know what I mean? When Chris Chan was fun before he did all the things with his mother. Way back, that's kind of how I view Pirate Software. Is I'm like, it is a sad tale because it's like a story of somebody who just doesn't know. Who I just don't think that he ever really grew up. You know what I mean? Because he still does like the playground style arguments of I'm right, you're wrong, which is, look, I think there's an argument to be made that no streamer has grown up. But yeah, no, I just kind of view him as like, I hold absolutely no ill will in my heart towards him. All the jokes that I make are just poking fun. I don't actually be, I would be very sad if he genuinely quit streaming permanently. The only thing that I hold against him is the misrepresentation of Stop Killing Games, which was just like really cringe. Like it was something where he was actually damaging a good cause towards consumers while acting like he was on the consumer's side, which I found very disingenuous and dishonest. But like, I don't hate the guy at all. Do I watch him either? No. I don't think that means I have to strictly hate him. I mean, it's got to be close. Yeah. Chilling. Should pop up right here. There we go. But yeah, no, I agree. It's a very like cautionary tale of what happens if you just can't. It's just like a lack of accountability more than anything. Accountability and responsibility. Which, look, I think growing up is realizing that you're going to work with a lot of people like Pirate Software. There are a lot of people who have never been told they're wrong and actually taken that to heart. I'll say it all the time. I'll be like, oh shit, I'm wrong. Because I think if you try to hold yourself to an ideal of perfection, you're only going to like wear yourself out and then also end up your own ass. Which, trust me, the thing I want up my own ass is not myself. Moving on. Have you ever noticed how many people like to try and like microdose the idea of what if they were gay? Damn, we are flying. Well, not the way I wanted to. I was holding W the opposite direction the whole time. But have you ever noticed that? Because there's so many questions that are like, for $1 million, would you suck a dick, dude? Would you fucking suck a dick for $1 million? Just say you want to have sex with a man. You can do it. It's okay. You don't have to act as though this monetary, because no one's ever going to be paying you $1 million to suck dick. Why do you think you're so good at sucking dick that somebody's about to offer you $1 million for it, man? You better have the credentials to pack it up. If you're, oh, what if they gave you $1 million? They won't. They won't, because you are not worth $1 million to them. Because you haven't done $1 million worth of dick sucking before that. But I understand. I see through your question. Your question is more so pointed at if there was a societally ready excuse for why I was sucking this dick, I would suck this dick. Which is another way of saying I'd be gay if not for society. No, obviously the $1 million would change things because that is a very financially secure thing. But it is like, for $1 million, I'm sure you can think of a lot grosser things than sucking dick. I'm sure you can, man. But the fact that it always comes back to something like that means it's on their mind already, and they don't know how to soft launch that idea to people, how to float the idea of what if I was homosexual. So the only way they can do it is by asking a hypothetical what if question that will never come to pass, where they say they would suck a dick. And it's like, you don't, it's okay, it's allowed, you're allowed to be gay. I'll give you permission. I don't think if you suck it for $1 million, you are gay. No, I agree, but I'm saying you will never be in a situation where somebody's offering you $1 million to suck their cock. So the idea that you're humoring this thinking, oh man, I'd have to work the shaft and grab the balls a bit, oh fuck. But I agree, if that situation were real and it did come to pass, or someone was offering that much for you to suck it, yes, you're not gay. Just because you sucked it. But the fact that you sit there and theorize about the idea of what if I could suck a cock and get $1 million, it shows to me that you're already thinking of it. I don't think I'd suck a dick for any amount of money. I'm not gonna hold you. That's the thing. People are like, I would easily suck it for $1 million. But then what they don't consider is like, there's more specifics going into it, right? Because what if you're like, yeah, I'll do it for $1 million. He pulled it down and that shit's crusted and cheesed up. You're backing out, I promise. One whiff of it and you're backing out, man. It's gonna be the exact opposite of the one K-pop Demon Hunter scene, all right? You're gonna have, you'll do a nice long sniff along the shaft and be like, I gotta back out. I don't think I could live with the trauma of sucking a dick, but that's the thing, right? I think that to me proves that you're just straight. And like, there's nothing wrong with being straight. I know that's crazy to say, but the idea that people are floating of, oh God, could you imagine if I could suck a dick and get paid? Fuck, man. You just want to be homosexual and it's okay. Just do it then. Just launch it. Fully launch it. It could be crusty and seized up, didn't wash it. A mill is a mill. Yeah, but like, I feel as though there's an implication that you got to do it to completion. I feel like very few people, if it was disgusting, could go to completion. Because I'm sure it's got to be, you know, after you suck it, maybe the guy who was about to give you the $1 million was like, that wasn't good enough for me. You don't get any. You don't know. In this hypothetical, who's the guy? I'm not putting nut in my mouth. Look, I think that's financially unwise, but I guess it's like, I'm not a good source on it. I'm a very biased source on it because I'd be taking the $1 million. I'm out of there. If he says nah after I'm biting it off, and then he'll pay you. Then he'll be like, Dad did it for me. This whole time I was looking for someone with your fiery passion. Thank the Lord. Oh, yo, also, update on Battlefield. I don't know if I actually said it. I played the beta over the weekend, the open beta. I've got thoughts. It was fun. I don't think it's worth $70 for me personally, but I do have to say, I have such an immense respect for one thing about the Battlefield devs. Now, the monetization, I'm going to shut up about until the game is completely out, because I'm not going to theorize monetization for what a shop could look like until I see what the shop looks like. I think that that's a fair point that was brought up. So I think It's completely fair. But the one thing I have to give the devs, dude, I don't think any game has stuck to its core feeling of gameplay as much as Battlefield has. And I mean that in a very complimentary sense. Because they know that they are kind of like they're like the casual man shooter. I'm not saying that you can't be a sweat or a tryhard in Battlefield. I'm just saying if you were to look at the population of people who sweat their ass off on COD versus sweat their ass off on Battlefield, there's way less Battlefield sweats. They still exist, but most people who play Battlefield are just there for fun, and I feel like they understand that and lean into it very hard, trying their hardest just to make the game as enjoyable as possible for you to just like boot up after work. Because, yeah, sure, there's a lot of the times where you just get gunned down from behind because someone spawned behind you or something like that. But I don't think it ever feels bad because it's just kind of like, I'll respawn and then I'll spawn behind someone else. I don't like shooters without any type of movement. I think that's fair, but I think that's why Battlefield has kept a very casual, heavy player base, because they understand that, like, the fans of their gameplay don't want to jump around like that. They don't want to have a wall jump into a slide. That's why the sliding in Battlefield 6 feels very underwhelming. I was trying to do my slide, jump, move tech like I was playing COD, and I was doing nothing. And then once I just started slowing down my gameplay a bit, I was going insane and topping leaderboards, which it felt very good, but I also don't think it was my idea of a $70 game. I don't think I'm going to be buying it when it comes out, but I'm definitely going to be playing the next beta. Man, you would not like the start of Death Stranding? I don't think I would either. If I wanted to go walk, I would just do that in real life. I don't need a video game where I walk and cosplay an Amazon delivery driver. I can just go outside and do that. Be an Amazon delivery. I will go to one of their headquarters, start crying in the closet of shame, and then I'll get my employment. Do they still have those? Or have they phased out the closets of tiers for Amazon employees? It was probably like, it was really funny as an idea until you realized how dystopian the fact that that had to exist was. Am I insane, by the way? I can't find the, you know what? We'll go do the green portal and we'll loop. Let's just go do the, let's go do the false sun. I feel like getting more skins. If some skins are good, more are better. I should have just used my R. What am I thinking? I mean, what is he actually thinking? There it is. We strong enough? Not even remotely. Once we shot him into a wall, they died, but like, a lot of good that does us. That's not a reset. Well, lowest kill of all time. Asked to leave the Risk of Rain run. Oh my god. Who is doing all this damage, man? We might have to do the other boss first. It's crazy that activated an audience under the guise of a good story. They really fuck with holding the W key. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I've started with story games where I don't like the gameplay much to think to myself, you should just make a movie. Because maybe there is a good story in Death Stranding. I wouldn't know. It's just the gameplay doesn't appeal to me so hard that, like, I can't even say anything bad about the story. The only thing I can say about Death Stranding's story is that I know there's Norman Reedus, but he's not playing Daryl from The Walking Dead this time. And there's Die Hard Man. That's unironically everything I know about the story of Death Stranding. But I think that, like, I think that we should start considering some games should just be called, like, the walking movies or, like, an interactive movie, right? I think Until Dawn's a great example. I don't know if people consider Until Dawn a video game. I don't even know if the devs consider it a video game. Because, like, it is a video game, but the game is just kind of like you click a choice and then you watch your movie unfold. But I think they understand, they're not under some disillusion that they've, like, crafted a new style of game. I love Kojima games. Don't get me wrong. Well, I guess specifically I love Metal Gear. But also, I can't find the teleporter. I might be blind. But I'm not gonna act like Death Stranding. I get tired of people being like, Death Stranding broke the mold and showed what a game could be. Because I really don't think that it did. I'm not saying you can't like the story. I'm just saying that its gameplay is not what seems to be inspired to me. And I don't like when that's what gets praised, because I'm like, I don't think that it is anything insanely special for the gameplay. Maybe the story is. Again, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, every turn-based game is, or every choice-based game is kind of just a mini movie. But I also feel like everybody who says that understands it. You know what I mean? Like, no one's under the disillusion that they're about to get gameplay when they're playing it. But Death Stranding fans, to me, have always tried to sell it like the gameplay is also very solid. And again, it could be. The one dude with the electric guitar in Death Stranding 2 looked pretty sick. Honestly, at this point, since I can't find it, we're just fucking... I'm giving up my drops. I'd even sacrifice my humanity at this point. Fuck it. And you know what? The enemies are too hard. We're ending it early. We're ending it the second we can. We're so fucked. Wait, we might be fine. Wait, we might not. The game broke the mold. 20-minute cutscene. Yeah. Holy shit, this kind of gameplay you can't find anywhere else. Turns off PlayStation, watches an episode of Peaky Blinders, comes back, cutscene still going. Oh, fuck yeah. Waiter, 400 more hours of this, please. Again, this is slander without me having played the game. Maybe I would play it and be like, actually, it did break the mold. We love slander. It's just so fun to slander things. It's just fun to like rage bait a little bit. You know what I mean? As long as it's not something important. I kind of don't like the people who are always like politically rage baiting. Because I feel like that's drawing to an actual negativity in culture. Whereas I think rage baiting about like game opinions and stuff like that, that's funny rage baiting. Woo! Especially because I feel like a lot of like political rage baiting is just someone who actually holds an insane opinion, and then when they get called out for it, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you actually got baited by that. People saying diet soda is worse than normal soda because of chemicals. The thing that fucking pisses me off about that is some people actually mean it. Like, I really did think it was all rage bait. By the way, we're gonna get sent back to the spawn real quick. Yeah, I mean, I think the issue is we didn't really ever get a payoff for Pocket ICBM. Not for lack of trying, but if we did, it's weird because it's one of the strongest reds in the game until it's undoubtedly the weakest red in the game. You know? No one's taking away my Diet Coke. Well, also, every time people point to the chemicals, they're like, see, look at this one study that was done. And it was funded by somebody who clearly has a vested interest in soda not being good for you. Like, it'll be a juice company. Like, Welch's out here sponsoring something and being like, see? Soda, because of the chemicals, is actually really bad for you. That's why we should drink more stuff like fruit juice. And obviously, that's how so much research happens, because there needs to be a sponsor for research, otherwise it doesn't happen. No research will actually get completed if people aren't sponsoring it, because without money, it's pretty hard to research. You are invited to take on the challenge of the mountain. Coke Zero is better. I completely agree. I fucking love Coke Zero. Usually the takeaway is always just too much sugar is bad for you, but that's the thing. With aspartame, specifically, aspartame's the big one. Now, some people, I will fully yield this. Some people do get headaches from aspartame. I'm not trying to say that that doesn't happen. That does happen for some people. But the studies that say aspartame is bad for you, it's always the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It'll always be something like, in this study, we took lab rats and gave them 40,000 times the dose that's in a Diet Coke, and they died. And I'm like, I fucking, obviously. You know what happens if you eat 1 million bananas, man? You're gonna die. You're gonna die from it. You're gonna be irradiated and killed. Of course your fucking false data can say whatever you want. So yes, when you inject, it's like saying we injected rat poison into somebody and they ended up dying. Maybe rat poison is not good for, of course, it's like something's obvious, man. Taking my comment time to sir. To sir. Oh, to sue. That makes way more sense. Holy shit, guys, look at our items real quick. By the way, these are both not good reds. But like we do have them. Man, lab rats really do have it worse than anyone else. I mean, it's gotta, you wanna know where it has to be the worst though? Those kinds of research labs where they're trying to use axolotl cells to see if they can regrow body parts. It's gotta be fucked up to be a testing rat there, man. Like, I've got it so much better than them because they're waking up every morning, limb cut off, and then they go, all right, we're gonna inject you with a goop and maybe your leg comes back, but probably not. Ah, damn, it didn't come back. Welp, to the garbage with you. That's a fucked existence to have. That's horrible. My mutant rat, I'm gonna slice your leg off and you'll grow. But they don't, but that's like they obviously don't. I know we've been able to get some cells to regrow, but at some point, like, come on. Now, I would so heavily fuck with a product coming out that said, that was like a regrowth thing like that, like what they're trying to do at those kinds of cells where they're regrowing stuff. Or sorry, at those kinds of labs where they're regrowing stuff. It would be so funny if a product released that was like no animal testing and it was to regrow cells like that. They were just full on testing it on people the whole time. Willing people, by the way, willing. I feel like you should be allowed to sign your life away to science. I don't know if you're allowed to, but like, if they're testing some miracle drug, you should be allowed to sign it away. I know with some cancer research, they let you sign it away. If it's like, this is a very experimental treatment, I know there's sometimes they let you do that. Mr. Beast video type shit. We injected 1,000 people with rat poison. Last one standing wins $1 million. Dude, for a full callback, we asked 1 million people if they would suck my dick for $1 million. Here's the bi-curious people who said yes. Ever thought of donating your plasma? No, but I probably should. I feel like in the US, they make everything like that so tedious, though. Like, I think I would love to if it was easy, but in the US, something tells me, you know, Red Cross style, the first question they're gonna ask, has a dude ever railed you? If the answer's yes, sorry, your plasma's probably gay or something, we can't use that one. Just like if I wanted to give my blood, they'd be like, oh, well, you've had interest in men before? Sorry, unfortunately, we can't take your blood. It's tainted by the idea that you like men also. Which is an insane thing to do, by the way. Are people worried that if they get the blood of a gay guy, they'll like wake up the next morning and be like, fuck, I got a real hankering for cock. Like, it's not gonna happen, you'll be okay. If your life is saved, I don't think you're worrying to yourself. Like, obviously, I understand. People have said, well, the question's kind of grandfathered in from back in the 80s when it was a nicer way of asking if you have AIDS. Okay, but now you can just say, hey, do you have AIDS? And as long as you don't have an STD, you'll be fine. Like, you should be allowed to donate. I don't think somebody's out here like, sorry, morally, I can't accept the blood of a gay man. I'd way rather die on this operating table. And if they would, that's on them. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have gay blood at the nearby. Not to mention, what's a gay guy supposed to do? You're gonna turn him straight. Probably, I'm not sure, but it seems like it would work that way. If it works one way, if my understanding of the transitive property of, well, trans, haha. How comedic is that? My understanding of the transitive property of multiplication is correct. It would also make you, unless gay is negative, but I personally think gay is a positive, so maybe we should consider straight to be negative. Sorry, there's no way to weasel my way out of that part. But no, I honestly, if anything, they should take gay blood so then gay guys can have it. If that was the concern. They better give me the queerest blood they have. I feel like, isn't that how bi people are made? Wait, that's probably all it is. They're worried they'll become bi. If you're straight and you get blood from a gay guy, I think it makes you bi. I think. Gets caught cheating with the pool boy. You gotta understand, honey, his plasma count was fucked. Whoa. Up there. Just gonna jump up in the air and take some damage real quick. Just gonna break my legs for the fun of it. See if I still feel. I do. The pain inside my heart, the only thing that's real. Okay, we're fine somewhat. I think see Sukuna switching from gay to straight. Holding up the 2 fingers, swapping between. I mean, this is just fucked up. I mean, we're just not gonna ever make it out of this, are we? Give it to me straight or gay, Doc, whichever blood you have on hand. Are we making it out of this one? I've got the damage of a wet noodle, man. How the fuck do people play Huntress? This is with 2 reds. God, I hate this character. Why did I pick her? She has no health. She deals no damage. The only thing about her is her mobility, but if I just wanted to be mobile, I'd just fucking play Mercenary. Oh. I mean, I understand I did activate a Shrine of the Mountain, so maybe that's a little bit of why my damage is feeling slightly lackluster and or subpar. Not exactly how I wanted it to go, but it's how it went. Whew. All right, give me a Titanic Knurl. All that for 2 Sail Stars. How do I feel about that? I feel pretty good. I feel like 2 Sail Stars could propel us forward a lot here. Holy. Or we can just say farewell if buy is too much for them. So real, so real. Each finger gives you a different part of the spectrum. The spectrum of what? We're talking about is sexuality. I guess sexuality is a spectrum, right? So I guess each finger you take inside of you makes you slightly more gay. Okay, well, women are gonna have it rough then, especially when I'm around, but consenting. All right, whew. Dude, I got a comment on my TikTok, by the way. It was somebody who said, finally, a VTuber who's not a child predator. I kind of felt like that's a badge of, like, I kind of want to put that as my banner. Finally, a VTuber who's not a child predator. Like, I don't know how he knew that, especially because the one he commented on was just me getting picked up by a tornado in Peak. So I don't really understand how he formed that conclusion. But he wasn't wrong, so don't tell him he's wrong. Like, it's a lucky guess, but I'm happy he was able to attribute the lucky guess to me where it was correct. Called elbow deep the other day. Don't say that after I said child predator. don't say that. Pick another topic. New subject. Do I take needle take? Is the collapse worth it? Is it worth it? Shows picture of boba inside your boba tea and then a hamster's eyeballs. Is it worth it? I mean, we gotta take the crate glasses, right? That's what you do on Hunters, I think. Do we have the shots that are like, if you get a crit, it shoots 3? I think we do. I don't know. Am I able to just like... Oh, it's just agile. Okay. I swear it was in reference to the gay fingers. Okay. You're on DNA. That's it. Mods, add a note to this guy. I'm just kidding. There's no mods here right now. Oh, I shouldn't say. That's something you should probably never say when you're live, because that just lets the slurs, the floodgates break. It's fine. I've got Nightbot with me. Nightbot hasn't been holding as many messages, though. People are allowed to kind of say whatever they want. I wonder if it's because I've been accepting more and more terms that they're just like, fucking turn off the monitoring. Every time someone would say, like, you fucking pussy, and then I'm like, I should allow that. Suddenly craving for Starbucks has disappeared. Hey man, you're probably homosexual. Is the Starbucks thing even real? Like, do you feel a genuine attraction to, or what? Like, do you feel an attraction to Starbucks? Genuine question. Are you talking about like the Starbucks girl on the cup? Does anybody feel a genuine connection to her? Were people going to Starbucks because they wanted to fuck the cup girl? Oh man, this brings up horrible news for Wendy's. Oh god. We gotta think this through. Yeah, gay boy. Oh, hold on. Let me let the term gay boy through. That was a close one. Oh, sorry. No, you're fine. It's not actually my moderation. It's more just I clicked when I started my Twitch channel that I wanted a decent level of moderation. And so now if anybody says like gay, fat, fuck, it happens. Oh, you're saying that gay people like Starbucks. Is that true? What's that mean for women? Are they lesbians or are they straight? Or is it like depending on what they order, you're able to psychoanalyze from there? We'll take this. I mean, obviously right now it's not doing much, but I think it's worthwhile. That's a good point. Well, yeah, because I normally view the population of a Starbucks to be around, I would say 70% women, 20% men who are with one of the women, or two of the women. I don't know. I didn't really ask if there was a polycule doing a Starbucks run, so I guess it could have been multiple. And then the other 10% is just like dudes. You know what I mean? The 70% of women, by the way, I would probably say 50-20 in the relationship, not in the relationship. Yeah. Although in the coming years, I've yet to meet a woman who wasn't at least quietly bi. That is definitely a trend, but it's not a trend that I feel as though I can speak to. Why? I haven't been a woman yet. Why do I say yet? I'm trying to keep doors open for the future. God forbid I shut a door I'll need later. Because, you know, if World War III is starting out and they're letting trans people out of the army, you know, you could just call me, well, I guess salted slices is gender neutral. Damn. Just in case those axolotl things end up working. Yeah. If the axolotl thing does end up working, they have to be really careful if they do get that technology down, right? Because, like, if people can regrow anything, there's definitely going to be a resurgence or a surge of people who cut off body parts as like a sexual gratification just to grow it back. So if we get that, we have to keep it very on the down low. I'm going to cut it off and hope it grows back bigger. That's honestly where I was growing. Well, if I'm lucky, where I was going with it is that's definitely going to be one of the steps people start taking going forward. All right. We got another shrine of the mountain, but I'm feeling stronger. Why? I'm naive. Stone Titans. Hate to be one of them right around now. No, I wouldn't. Damn. Wow, they're still fucking me up. All right. Well, we'll be here for a while again. New look smacking. Dude, bone shaping is actually going to become mainstream if that happens, though. People will just be like, no, you should break your bone and then inject the serum. I really want it to be called nothing other than the serum, by the way. I think it'll make it far funnier. Kyle, did you take your serum today? Your arm's not going to get any better. Did you take your axolotl goop? Dude, if immortality becomes a thing, pranks are going to become a lot funnier. People are actually going to be like, the shooting my mother in the middle of the night prank. By the way, on Twitch, this is in reference to the idea of if a pain did not exist / we could revive people at will. You shouldn't do that as a prank in current day. This is my disclaimer at the top or at the end of the bit. So that way everybody understands precisely what we're talking about. All right, doing it right now. Fuck, dude. Legal disclaimers don't do anything. Telling them not to try this at home, it's making them try it at home. What am I supposed to do when the best part of me was always you? Yeah. I'm over here falling to pieces. Like, what am I supposed to say? I'm all choked up and your ass is okay. We gotta get over there. All right. I'm hoping for a Titanic knurl this time, by the way. Last time we didn't get one. Cringe. This time we will get one. I feel it. What makes me so certain? Because I'm gonna need something. Okay, well, I'm fucked. Horrible pathing. We have Topaz Brooch, which is massive. You know what else is massive? ... After I cut it off 3 more times. Dude, it's gonna be actually next-gen jelking. Just fucking die then and respawn. Stronger than I ever was before. We gotta get the fuck out of there, though. Oh, okay, Hardlight Afterburner is kind of goated on this character. I'll give it up. I was making fun of the fact that we got it. It goes insane for this one. The way we're able to just jump around the map is awesome. You have 20 health left. 2 squid polyps? That is perhaps one of the most insulting drops I've ever received. Oh, I only took 1 of them. Boy, how sad I would have been had I only gotten 1 of my squid polyps. I mean, I guess we can just go scrap it, right? I don't know. We've got 2 white scrap. Damn. From what even? Now, scary is the imperfect form of that technology where your injuries grow uncontrollably. I mean, I think if you're taking the axolotl goop to try and regrow something, you don't really care what happened at that point, right? Like, I don't think that you're... It does seem like it would be a last option thing, like a last resort, not a, well, you know, I got a little boo-boo, scraped my knee real quick, let me put in the goop. I don't think that's how it's going to work out. Or at least I hope it isn't. Because then it's like man-made horrors beyond my comprehension, which I'd rather not have to deal with in my lifetime. What do we think about the run right now? Be honest with me, because I'm kind of thinking like it's totally dog shit. But I want to see if anybody else is thinking that. Rough? Okay, cool. Well, as long as I'm not alone. Just know you're not alone. This is dog water? Yeah, okay, cool. You will not survive. Well, I don't know about all that part necessarily. I was going to do void fields, but I'm going to be real. We don't do void fields. If I went into the void fields, I'm not leaving them alive. So maybe it was a waste of 1 coin to go in there, but they don't want you to know there's this one trick to get unlimited coins. Editing your save file. That's what the media won't tell you. All right, well, you know, we got to dodge that, unfortunately. Is it very regrettable that I'm out here dodging for my life against a common enemy? Yes. You've been pretty unlucky in getting anything damage-wise? Yeah, I've been noticing that. I mean, we've got okay items, right? Like, the fact that the run started with 2 reds could fool somebody into thinking that we have a really good run. Unfortunately, we have a red for utility to move faster, which is a good red. But then we have the fucking worst thing of all time, which is Aegis is the Aegis, whatever. This one, Aegis, is the worst red item in the game, almost bar none. You did 2 shrines of the mountain and didn't get anything. So how fast we forget. I got 2 squid polyps and 2 of, what was the other green I even got 2 of? I must have scrapped them for something. I mean, we'll hit this. Mocha's huge. Mocha might be the best item we've received this entire run. Is it tragic? Yes, but that's the life I live, man. Oh, a soldier syringe. We might be getting saved 1 item at a time. I was going to say that the whites will save us, and then I realized that that probably, it actually does mean very different things than I wanted it to. So I'm going to rephrase, white items, the common items will save us. There we go. That's a good one. We finally got there eventually. I had to do a little new phrase on that one. It's all coming together. Well, not with the way I phrased it the first time, though. Like, that one was definitely coming apart, right? That's what you were talking about, the fact that, like, I'm actually getting items now. We do need to find, if you're wondering why I'm not opening any chests, we have Sailstar, and we have a rusted lockbox. I would absolutely love to open up my rusted lockbox with my Sailstar at the ready. I think it could really be beneficial. Unfortunately, there is a downside to it. Not everybody will tell you the downside, but allow me to enlighten you a little bit. The downside is I'm really stupid and I don't often find items I'm looking for. There was a big boy box up top you walked by. Yeah, but I think I've got better chances from the other one. Old War Stealth Kit Printer. Do you want me to, like, end my life now or later? Yo, speaking of ending my life, I was thinking about this earlier. So, like, early internet, right? It used to be when you drop those 3 letters or spell them out, that was like your ultimate move when it came to a flame war, right? You hit the K key, the Y key, followed by the S key. That used to be like a holy shit, you can't say that. But I think that uncreative people on the internet have started spamming it so much to the point where if I ever see somebody type it now, I'm like, I know they're malding out of their mind. Like, I know they're the one who's pissed off. It used to be you'd say that shit and people would go, oh, damn, he went there? Now if you say it, people are like, all right, whatever, grandpa. But in League, they'd be like, whatever, get top capped after you say that. And like, they'd be in the right. You'd have to walk away holding the L. Maybe I misplayed picking up the Sail Star. Because we could have got 2 procs of Sail Star on this level instead. God damn. Ooh. Oh, we're so back. Oh, baby, how it feels to be so back. Remember, inside every it's so over, there hides one singular we're so back. Oh, do not let the it's over cloud your we're so backs. Oh, baby. We stand a chance. I knew I didn't hear any fat lady singing. Oh, welcome up. And we instantly got ourselves an oddly shaped opal. Now you just need a bunch of glasses. We do have 2 already, which isn't horrible. Based off the other items we've been getting this run, having 2 of a singular item is not bad at all for us. Yeah, look at that. Oh, despicable. All right, hold on. Just give me a second here. Somebody was a little bit too blink happy. We'll see what the random item is. Shark tooth necklace. That's Aegis value. Look at that. You see that? I almost got a shield there. All right, there's a big chest up top you ran by. A big chest up top. Well, there's a little one. That's a neutron. A big chest. I mean, there's a little chest here. I don't know if I did see a big chest up here. It might have been the neutron you saw out of the corner of your eye. That's my best guess. Oh, is the lunar coin thing? Yeah. Okay. What was the other item besides the crit? The other item is Sonorous Whispers, which is widely considered to be the best red item in the game. well, okay. Widely considered to be in contention for the best red item in the game. I don't think it is the best on its own. In fact, well, my personal favorite red item will always be one certain Sail Star. Why? Because like luck and gambling are awesome. And an item that says you get luckier and can gamble more, that goes crazy. So that will always be my personal favorite item, but I don't think it's objectively the best. That's the difference between me and most gamers. I'll say that like an item I like isn't objectively the best. It's kind of crazy though, right? Like people just don't like things anymore. Everything has to be a ride or die now. If you like something and it's not statistically the best thing it could be, people are going to make fun of you for the fact that you like it over statistically thing that's better. But like sometimes it's about the feel. Sometimes it's about emotions. Something you fuckers wouldn't understand. Woo. I mean, we're just going to keep doing this for a bit, I guess. I like Aegis on rest, but no one else. Yeah. Yeah, that seems about right. Aegis, whatever. Aegis is one that I will objectively say is horrible and feels horrible to use. Again, one exception, but like, I'm not going to count one edge case as the rule. All right, if edging was the rule, then, brother, I rule every day. That's all that means. Bison steak. Speaking of, one exception, one edge case. Literally just get topaz. I know one topaz brooch has so far outperformed our red item. It's crazy. Well, hey, great timing. Teleporter hit 99 like 3 seconds ago and we finished the boss. And predatory instincts. Okay, leeching seed's huge. Get our money. Actually, you should have hit the thing and then picked up the Gore's Tome Gold after. I know, I'm just stupid. You don't have to tell me twice. I knew it the first time. I just didn't listen either. Sundered Grove. Sundered Grove with a Sail Star with 3 uses on it. I think Stevie Wonder could see what's coming next. That's right. Let me find my red chest. Oh my god, we can deal so much when we crit. There is an issue though. We don't crit often. like very often at all, actually. Like, actually, Elder Lemurian, we're just gonna call that one a draw, my man. I don't want to make it some big deal, you know? Okay, no pink over here, no pink over here. I'm just trying to find that bubblegum pink, you know what I mean? Just searching. It must be down below, because I don't see it up here at all. Oh, I see that ukulele. Oh, baby, my favorite game made by, wasn't it the team that made Rare that eventually ended up making Ukulele? You know, the one platformer that everybody was like, this is going to change gaming permanently. And then they were going to have JonTron in it. And then, well, you know, I don't remember what JonTron did, guys. But, I mean, while we're on the subject, I did hear this one statistic. That was crazy, man. That was such a... I mean, that was like the earliest internet drama I remember in huge force. You know what I mean? There were other internet dramas, but that one was giant. That one so escaped. It was like the whole internet was talking about that one with good reason. I got bandolier instead of ukulele, thinking of jumping swiftly off the cliff over here. Wow, that's really bad. That's horrible. I don't think I've ever messed up which one I meant to grab. That's, I mean, eye-opening. Not down here. I'm looking for the pink mushrooms. If you see them anywhere, we'll do a little Dora the Explorer episode. Do you see the pink mushrooms anywhere? But because, like, I actually just do not. I want to. Not for lack of trying. Trust. There has been no lack of trying. I really would love to find them. No. Okay. Don't want to open that chest. Oh, they are up there. Never mind. Whew. Okay, okay. How much is it going to be? It's going to be expensive, so we should lock in for that. Prepare our wallets. No price too small. Not the one we're looking for. Not the one we're looking for. 4K. Okay, it's not honestly that bad. I mean, am I even remotely close to having that money? No, but you know. I'm hoping somehow we just get a little stimulus check deposited in. Gives us the extra. Because if we get... I don't even know what you're looking for on this character. But if we get specifically that item that we're looking for, that could change a lot. Okay. Took away their gold. Ooh, hey, man. Did not mean to be stepping on your toes or whatever. This Elder Lemurian does need to eventually get defeated. I'm just kind of hoping he'll fall over from old age, maybe suffer a little cardiac. Maybe he'll humble his bones with a cardiac, you know what I mean? Any Verbatim fans around here? Any, was it Mother Mother, I think, is the band? I don't know. Verbatim was the only song by them I actually listened to. I'm sure they have other good songs. I just have a really bad habit with bands, and I don't know if anybody else does this. I bite my tongue. It's a bad habit. No, but, come on, no one listened to any of his other songs. Rip to Steve Lacy. That's got to be a horrible fate to have only that one TikTok song, but I don't know, man. Something about bands for me. I find a band, I find one song I really like by them. Then I go looking for any other song that matches the high of the one song I really like, and I very rarely find one that does, so then I just kind of write off the entire band and go, well, you know, I still like this one song, and then I never listen to any of their other stuff. Spotify will keep hitting me with, like, this artist on your liked playlist is having a new album come out, but I just, like, never care. Because I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna go, not moved, and then I'm never gonna listen to it again. But I think that if I listen to any song like 30 times, I'll just end up liking it by proxy of I've heard it a lot. Which, like, I'm sure that could qualify as, oh, he has NPC taste. But I think what it more is just like, I might be tone deaf. Because there have been some songs where people go, wow, this song sounds really bad. And I don't really think much of it. Like, I never really think songs that are bad are that bad. There's definitely vibes I like and vibes I don't like. I don't think I have the ability to keep beat. 2 reds, okay. Alien Head and Soulbound Catalyst. literally just like suck me. That's crazy to give me, I think. There's so many good items. Now, of them, we really didn't get many. I mean, I guess, you know, Alien Head's not bad. Maybe we could get something going with like a chronic expansion plus something else with Soulbound Catalyst. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't even have a active item, so Soulbound Catalyst is not really doing the most right now. We can throw in a couple of these. I mean, our damage is pitifully bad. We are we are pathetic. Wow, I really thought we were in the we're so back era. What are you gonna give me? Forgive me, please? You and your allies go into a frenzy. Maybe frenzying will be good, because then we can just like... Frenzying's not bad for us. Woo. And then we drop back down. Alright, frenzy's over. Well, you know, it was fun while it lasted. 3 seconds. It's not going great. When the courts ask, just say it's not going great. It'll be okay, though. We've gotten ourselves out of worse before. Kill this guy. We should get a drop from him because he's a boss. We do. We do get the chronic expansion, so that's part 1 of my plan. Of the Salted Slices master plan. It is underway. Now, all we need is every other component to fall into place perfectly and with nothing to go bad for us. And then we're off to the damn races. Fortunately, every second that passes, it's looking less and less likely that the other things will go good for us. What's the goal of this run? That's a great question. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing, I guess. It's probably better to have Ocular HUD because we do have Laser Scope and we're not critting often, even though the attack speed is really nice. I just feel like it's more consistent to have the Laser Scope up. I guess odds are, in my best case, I can loop and then go do the, what's his name? The False Sun. And then we can go get the skins for Huntress. Because Huntress is just a character I never play. Which is why I'm kind of just like bumbling around and not really sure what I should be doing. Alright, alright. I mean, we've been on this stage way too long. It took way too long to get that money. I guess we should get on our way then. Oh, but rare beads. Kind of big. Okay. Band is actually not bad. We should have another one down here. Infusion is likely what we take. Yeah. I don't know if Shuriken's good on Huntress. It could be. Maybe it would be good to proc our band, but I feel like our right click will. Mocha's huge. If I'm not caffeinated, I'm nothing. It's so weird how accepted of a stimulant caffeine is. I say this with caffeine currently on my desk that I've been drinking throughout the stream, but like, could you imagine if society went slightly, time traveler moves a stone, and instead of drinking caffeine, everyone's still on like crack cocaine? And what? Don't say, what do you mean still? I'm talking about the fact that, like, that used to be the go-to in your Coca-Cola. That's why the army wanted it. It's actually crazy if you look it up. I believe, I think, I'm not 100%, maybe it's a conspiracy theory that's not true at all. So don't take me at face value here. In fact, I'm going to give you maybe the best advice you'll ever receive. Don't take anybody on Twitch at face value. But I believe the reason Coca-Cola started to catch on in the US was after returning from deployment in World War either 2 or 1, I can't remember which. Coke was like part of the rations because they would, you know, they used to run cocaine in there so you wouldn't really feel the pain. It was a little painkiller and a drink. And so, woo. So people were like craving that kind of flavor. And because of it, it started to catch on as just an acceptable drink back home. And then bada bing, bada boom. Horrible, horrible, horrible. We're fine, we're fine. Yo, navigating with, and I know I'm the one doing it, by the way. You don't have to remind me. Navigating with this many dashes is actually very scary. It feels terrifying to navigate. Okay. Throw a couple more of these. What's good, Elder Lemurian? Didn't see you there. Actually, wish I continued to not see you there, you ugly mug. Sorry. Very not nice of me. Shouldn't be mean to the enemy. He's been nothing but kind to me. Okay, second band acquired. We should be able to DPS. Yeah, we're good, we're good. Tri-tip dagger, that might be our best drop so far. Oh, cool, another regenerating scrap for when they never put green printers on a stage. Love to see that. I do have a theory that if you get a regenerating scrap, something in the game's code just tells you for the rest of time, you will not get anything to drop. You will not get a green printer. It has been hard-coded this way. Yeah, if we had the ukulele, we'd definitely be feeling a little bit better. I don't think much better, though. I think very barely better. I'll always take the Sky Meadow over Helmnith Hatchery. No offense to the Hatchery. I don't think it's a horrible map. Something about the open spaciousness and the nice colors on this map, I like way more. The harsh reds on the Hatchery, they put me in the, like, stress mode, man. I don't want to feel stressed out. It's a casual little game where I walk around with a bow and arrow and shoot flaming skulls. It's not exactly the most intensive game I've ever played. Okay, we do have Forgive Me Please, Chronic Expansion, Soulbound Catalyst. We will have damage. Now, we are going to lose our crit. I think that's a small price to pay for salvation, in the words of, I was going to say a really cool guy. I guess that's more dependent on your views of Thanos. You know, you lost someone in the snap, you're probably going to be pretty sad about that one. God, I miss when society cared about Marvel. Do I have any desire to go back and watch any of the Marvel stuff? I kind of wanted to go watch Fantastic Four. I think that my issue is it's so hard for me to justify going to a movie. Because, like, the theater just gets more and more expensive, and then I'm worried I'm not going to really enjoy the film and I'm locked in on it. And it's not really normalized yet to just walk out of a movie you don't enjoy. So I'm worried that I'll just be sitting there and I'm like, I'm just kind of bored. But I can't just leave, and I paid, so I feel like I'd be wasting money, so I'd want to sit there through the whole thing. So I don't know, it's kind of been my hang up with movies. Aren't thou winning? I mean, we were. Right up until that moment where my health fell drastically in under. I looked away for 1 second. Now I know how new parents feel, man. Look away for 1 second, your kid's in the bleach supply. What are you supposed to do? You did all you could. Kid's over there with a metal fork by an outlet. That's not your fault. I don't know if these are real things that happen. I mean, I know they were real for, I was going to say Tom Brady. That's not true. That didn't happen to Tom Brady. It was Todd Heap. That's who I was thinking of. You can understand how I got the T names confused. And Brady's normally who people are talking about when they're bringing up football anyways. No one's remembering Todd Heap from the Baltimore Ravens, man. That is a real story if you don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's tired of people telling it. I would be. But Todd Heap accidentally backed over his, I think it was his 4-year-old daughter with his pickup truck. Not pickup truck, SUV. Sorry. Details are important. But yeah, that's a real one that happened. So, like, I understand first-time parents now. You look away for 1 second, everything goes horribly. Cute rat? No, thanks. You're the cute rat. No, you are. This is my little back and forth. There's a poker player named Chris Moneymaker. He was actually born for it. He should not be doing that. Well, it wasn't on purpose. He didn't set out in the morning and go, today I will run over my daughter with my SUV. It's not. I believe it was Todd Heap. You can fact check me on that. Look it up. Look it up. Todd Heap, Todd, and then just Heap, Heap. He used to play for the Baltimore Ravens, I think. But did he ever play, or was he just, I think he played. I don't know. If he played for the Ravens, it was when I was a kid, and most of my football knowledge just kind of came from whatever my parents would talk about. And my dad was always a big Washington Redskins fan. So there was a bit of a rivalry between the Baltimore team and the Washington team, because you can imagine Washington, D.C. is kind of like, what, 2-3 hours from Baltimore? Something like that? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but they're close. It's real. He ran over his 3-year-old daughter. Fuck, I got it wrong by a year. It is real. Yeah. I actually own, when I was a kid, Todd Heap was, I think it was like his debut year. So my uncle got me a Todd Heap jersey. So I own it's very tragic at this point, a child-sized Todd Heap jersey. That's a fucked up thing to own. But I still own it. If anything, it feels like a cruel joke at this point to own. So... Well, anyways, that's enough talking about that. I'm sure, like, he would not want that. But it's like it's a flashbang of information to learn. Yikes. Yeah, but it is real. Thank God. Could you imagine if I said that and then that just wasn't real? Holy shit, I would look insane. Look it up. No, he never did that, man. He's like literally just living his life right now. We'll just open something. I'm tired of holding on to it. Honestly, getting crit glasses alone makes it worth it. We're gonna start throwing this out. That would be a psycho. Yeah, no, it'd be absolutely a psychotic lie to tell. But luckily, it's true. Well, okay, not I remembered correctly. There's no luck involved in that. It is a heinously tragic event. Ooh, was that Runic Lens? No, it was Sentient Meat Hook. Ah, it just doesn't feel right saying it right now. I mean, I still feel like I'm somewhat a psycho for knowing it, but for what it's worth, I didn't seek out that knowledge. Somebody told it to me, and then I looked it up after the fact. No, I was just worried I got the player wrong, because like the only information I could have got wrong at that point was the player. Somebody definitely did that. There's no shot I would have just made that up. You are red itemed out? I know, it's crazy. We got so many red items, and yet I still don't feel that strong. Like, I do feel strong. I'm not trying to be like, this is a weak run. I just don't feel as strong as appears. You know? Items in run are weaker than they appear. All right, get ourselves a couple bandoliers going. I think I gotta just keep remembering to throw out my forgive me please. I think that's the real power thing that I gotta do. Because if we get this going more, we get our stacks of chronic expansion up, we get our damage up. To be fair, you got a lot of red utility items. Yeah. No, the red items themselves aren't that insanely strong, aside from Laser Scope. Laser Scope is our strongest red item by far. Soulbound Catalyst enables us to do... Soulbound Catalyst gives us insane damage still, just because we do have a chronic expansion. If we didn't have chronic expansion, it would be far worse. All that for a Chrono Bauble, huh? All that shit for a drop of blood. Well... Not exactly what I was hoping for. There should be another item up here. Oh my god. Oh, gasoline time? We're strong now. Thanks for playing my game Rocket Rats the other day. Had a ton of fun watching. That was your game? Wait, that's so sick. Dude, I wonder if you can tell exactly why I played it. No, it was really fun. I liked it a lot. I'm going to do another stream of it. I just don't know when. Because I kind of just do streams by the seat of my pants. I just kind of click and go live. And then we see what happens. Actually, friend of the channel who also streams and does art, Derp the Froggy, was the person who recommended it to me. In fact, hold on. Derp does art, so since you're here, I want to pull this up real quick. It's gonna take me a second to yoink it. But let me download this image. He did a little fan art of me in your Rocket Rat style. The polish on the game is really good, by the way. One of my favorite parts about it, I think I said it during the stream, is I really like how animated all of the menus are. It makes it feel very fun to click around. Those kinds of little details I like a lot in games. Hold on. There were so many conversations. Sorry. Me and Derp in the DMs are doing crazy things. Okay, yeah. Let me save this here. And then let me pull up an image. Okay. Browse. Pictures, I think, no, not pictures. Hold on, it's in stream assets. Yes, here it is. Ta-da! Hold on. Ta-da! There I am. Look at me, I'm a little rocket rat. Yeah. That's the art thing that Derp drew me right after stream. And I'm very thankful for it. I think it's really good. Okay. That's so cute, magnificent. I know. It's so good. No, wow, damn, that's crazy. No, I thought it was really well polished. I liked it a lot. I was surprised it didn't have more reviews / plays on Steam, because I feel like it is one of the better Survivor games I've played, for sure. Not saying a lot of them are bad. I'm just saying a lot of them don't feel as inspired. whether it's in art direction or otherwise. So I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Where was there was like a golden portal somewhere. Right? I was gonna loop and then we could go kill False Sun. Yeah, over there. I mean, I guess I don't have to ping it. Come on, everybody, to me! It did look like a fun game. It was really fun. I liked it a lot. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. No, thank you. You made the game. All I did was pay $5. I did the easy part. I just had to boot it up and play it. You had to do like all the coding. And trust me, as a web developer, that makes me a developer, by the way. I can basically say I'm in the games industry myself. As a web developer, I know how hard coding is. See, guys? I'm inserting myself into the conversation. That's how you know I'm a true streamer. I'm able to make any conversation about myself. Basically, what I'm saying is when I go into CSS and I have to change a button color, that's kind of like making my own game. In many ways. Lots of people would say it's very similar. I mean, you know, I at least have to do some back-end stuff. So it's not like I'm only a front-end dev, because the front-end web is really easy. You're not wrong, though. Yeah, I mean, front-end web, a lot of it's very tedious, but, like, I like it a lot. Just because I feel like I'm getting something done. I think that's why I like coding a lot, just in general, is it's such a tangible project. Like, once you're done coding, you can look back at what you've made and you're like, fuck, I made this. My 2 hands birthed this. And, not to mention, as a man, I can't give birth any other way. So it at least lets me, at least not yet. So it lets me live out some part of me, you know? Some part of the human experience I could never otherwise. Never fails to give the true streamer experience. What can I say? What can I say? It's what we strive for around here. All right, redrop this one. Dude, the infinite scaling damage now that we have the Soulbound Catalyst plus other one, very good. Feeling very strong now. Whereas I felt before. Just keep hopping up, keep him stunned. Don't let him move, don't let him breathe, don't let him breathe. Hold, let him breathe. He might need to breathe a little bit. We still have our expansion stacks up, we're good. It's only 10 stacks though. I swear it used to stack infinitely. Did they nerf? There's no shot you needed to nerf the expansion, man. The items were not that good, okay? Nobody was out here crying, oh, the items are too good. Oh my god, the heat death of the universe may come before his death. I hate to break it to you guys. Whoa! Whoa, man! Holy shit! Calm down! Whoa! That was a painful awakening. Oh my god. Alright, what we got? I'm not gonna say that it was worth it, because I was taught it's not nice to lie. So we're just gonna move on. That hurt Grande style? Holy shit, this guy frequents Taco Bell. You can tell. I'll say it. No one else is willing to say it. I'll say it. Taco Bell should be in everybody's top 5 fast food places. I'm not saying it has to be your #1, but there's no shot you can't give Taco Bell at least 5th. Like, it's good enough to at least deserve 5th in your all-time fast food places rating. Because it's always reliable. I don't think there's any place that's quite as reliable as a Taco Bell. Also, if Arby's is anywhere near your top 5, we should call in a wellness check on you, because that's just not a normal thing to think. That's just, like, I would never say somebody's incorrect with their food taste, right? Because taste is very subjective. If you think Arby's is really good, there is objectively something wrong with your taste buds. Because it's also not cheap. I think that's what pisses me off about Arby's, is they price it as though it's about to be some kind of premium experience, and it tastes as though the ingredients have marinated in a dumpster for full flavor, which is not good, man. I don't like that. If I wanted that, I would just go dumpster diving. Little Caesars still exists. But Little Caesars actually kind of gets a pass from me. I don't know if anybody else gives it a pass, but I definitely do. Just because Little Caesars does not advertise itself like it's good. You know what I mean? Like, Little Caesars understands 100% their lot in life is kind of be a bit of a junk food pizza place that you turn to just because it's always there and it's cheap. Which I respect a company that knows precisely what they're giving their customer. Arby's does not. They always try to advertise like it will look good, and it never will. Even in Little Caesars ads, the Little Caesars food, it doesn't look that good. It's like, wow, that's almost passable. Holy shit, way to go, Little Caesars. You might have aimbot, by the way, man. How were you able to track me? I couldn't track me. I haven't seen a Little Caesars ad in years, but I know the ads by heart. And the ads are always like, it's very cheap, which it is. That's all you need to advertise. Arby's, if you lowered your prices, I wouldn't have an issue with you. But they never will. Because too many people are going to pay. And they know it, so they don't have to change. They don't have to change for me. So many people keep trying to tell me that it's not as bad as it used to be, and then you go back and it's just the exact same. The only place I'll accept that from is Domino's. If you're still hating Domino's in current year, I think you gotta like move on. Is it good? No, but it's exactly what it advertises. It's like a junk food chain pizza place that makes pretty decent junk food, and they have really good sides. That's the one thing that Domino's has over a lot of the other places. Domino's goes insane on their sides game. That's pretty much the only thing they have over the other places. I like their pizza a lot, but I know a lot of people don't. I like it a lot in like a trash style, right? Like whenever I say I like their pizza, people are like, yeah, but like local pizza is better. Obviously it's better, but it's also like $25 for a large. So it better be better because at that price, it better help me complete, man. That's just too much. Oh my God, I didn't finish buying all the gold. Oh no, it resets. Oh. Wow, I didn't even know it could reset. All right, chill the fuck out. It's not that serious, man. So you gotta activate the pillars again? I didn't know it did that, honestly. I've never had my damage be this bad. Do people like Huntress or is it like a joke? Like my build's not that bad. And I deal 0 fucking damage. 0! By the way, you're taking damage again. Look, sorry, I was just too busy thinking about Domino's. Our Domino's are bad, though. I fully believe there's a lot of bad pizza places out there, like in a local way. Like, depending on what, because it's a lot of management with places like those, right? Like, maybe the Arby's near me just has the worst manager of all time. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, because the Arby's near me used to be like a local pizza place. Actually, my dad used to work at that local pizza place. Almost everybody, including my dad who worked there, believed that it was probably like a front for smuggling something because the pizza was not good and it was way too cheap. Like, even for the time, it was way too cheap. So, I'm pretty sure that, like, that's why it got shut down. Your build doesn't have much damage in it? Yeah, but, like, that's the issue. No damage is showing up. I've gotten as much damage as I could. I'm using my sale star to its fullest potential and everything. Okay, we do this. That should be good for us. Being able to get some damage on these guys. In terms of chain killing, we're not that bad. I think I was able to throw it up there. Well, you know, just gonna get stuck right here. Don't mind me. Okay. Fucking any day now when you want to let me free. Yeah, we need to find ourselves a big chest. Babies when they're first born. Otherwise, we don't have much to us. Okay, another black hole shot. Original today, aren't we? Get back up there. Yeah, our only damage comes from laser scope crits. But what kind of damage are you looking for on Huntress? Is it just like tri-tip bleed? Because we have 2 tri-tips at least. Which isn't great, but it's not horrible. Got an item up here. Okay, something. What we got? Crowbar. Okay. Green item that's good? No. Of course not. Of course not. They removed those from the game. What do we have here? Primp. Okay, well, this changes a lot for someone like me. This changes a whole lot for a guy such as me. And plasma? Yeah, plasma shrimp seems pretty good. I think plasma shrimp will help out here for sure. We'll take the Tentaball, but why not? Corrupts all chrono baubles. I just don't really mind. My chrono baubles were not exactly the keystone of my build. I think we have it back up. Yeah, we do. It's hard. We have so many things around. I'm not taking Benthic Bloom. Look, call me a bitch if you must. I'm just not doing it. I don't know how those elites work, by the way. I don't know what they do. Do we have Thunder Rumbling? It doesn't look like it. That really throws a wrench in plans now, doesn't it? Maybe it's over here. Maybe it's over here. You know, fuck me for thinking. Last time I ever do that. Time to change all my political views. I'm done thinking. Tried this shit for too long, didn't get any progress. I'm moving on. Okay. What we got going on here? Yeah, I'll take a Wungus. Why not? That's finally Aegis value. Look at that. We can almost get a little bit of barrier from Aegis. Jealous? You should be. That's pretty insane. We might not take damage with this one. How did I almost take damage from hitting this? Oh, true. Wait, I should be throwing this out more. I mean, now that we have Plasma Shrimp, honestly, the run is just solved. Sometimes all you're missing is one piece, and I'm not talking the show. It's the final puzzle. It's the image of the guy slotting a puzzle piece into the back of his head, and it's Plasma Shrimp and any build in Risk of Rain. That's all it takes, man. It's the glue that holds everything together. I don't think we're going to find a big chest here. I'm going to check over here first. Yeah, nothing there. I don't think anything spawns over there if there isn't a bridge. I believe everything has to be connected by a solid piece of ground for anything to spawn here. And there's no solid connection. Correct? I mean, enemies might still spawn here. I don't know. They sure do. Well, I guess we should check down here in the interest of fairness. Yep, nothing at all. Okay, pretty worthwhile. Pretty happy we went over there. Really good use of our time. Yoink. Yeah, I'm thinking we win this one now. Before it was a little up in the air. Now it's down on the ground, you know? Might as well just open this, fuck it. Okay, well, you know. These guys don't stand a chance, regrettably. Okay. I understand it now. This build is stupid, man. Never mind. Yeah, okay. We solved the missing part of the puzzle. And all it took was one of the best items in the game. Wow. Inspirational, truly. You too could have a build this strong. If only you get one of the best items in the game. Yo, I'm back. I had to shower and, you know, get ready for bed. Dude, why is every single one of my viewers, has anybody else noticed this? Why do I only have European viewers? I don't think anybody else lives in the US. Because for me, there's no shot you're going to bed. It's 7:20 p.m. But it's all, and like, not that I'm against it, right? Because then they get a flex on me and say stuff like, yeah, about to go to the doctor tomorrow. You know how it is having free healthcare. Because you hang out with a lot of Europeans. No, but like, I was attracting European viewers before I met Derp. It's always been I have a European split. It just happens. Which again, I'm not saying there's anything against it. Unless, of course, you're British. But like, that's, you know, that's your fault. And I'm sure you already have personal qualms with that. I don't need to throw anything else on top of it, right? Like, you're already struggling enough. You're British. I mean, a lot of gooners like being up late at night. Okay, day and night parody, but it's a gooner-based one. The lonely gooner only strokes his shit at night. At night. What do we think? What do we think? I'm feeling like that's a hit, right? That one could go insane. You can just say yes, by the way. Huge W. That's kind of what I was thinking. I hear them playing that one on the radio for sure. He strokes his shit, but always finishes last. Because day and night. Yeah. That's going to go insane. We've got to get on this. Before somebody... We could bring back the age of parody videos on YouTube. That used to be all you'd ever find on parody. Or on YouTube was like song parodies. Now we've gone like the negative way where all you get is 30,000 single mothers who don't have money to feed their children trying to kill somebody on a Mr. Beast episode. Gay parody of Gangnam Style? What do you think we'd call it? Do you think we'd call it Gangnam Style? Is that what we're going for on this one? gay style. The issue is that the asexual community started calling garlic bread gay bread, so I don't know if that's gonna work. They've already got that one copyrighted. I'm gonna have to fight in court to try and get that one made. I will not be commenting on what I think of calling it gay bread versus garlic bread. I'm sure you can imagine my thoughts. Look, it's not hurting anybody, so call it whatever you want. That's my official stance. All right, Void Sent Flame, we're back. We're actually so back. Holy shit. The run is solved. Guys, Huntress might be the best character in the game. We love Huntress. We love Huntress. I understand it now. Holy shit. Geeked versus locked in. All it took, me getting an insanely broken build, and now I understand the character. I really am getting tired of getting this many potions to heal when I'm at low HP. Yeah, great use of your Sail Star, man. No, for sure, for sure. Definitely really smart and intelligent use. Harvard might be called, this might be the big leagues. If I heard somebody say gay bread in real life, I think I'd die of secondhand embarrassment. If they ordered it that way at, like, if you went to a restaurant and actually ordered it as gay bread, calling it that in the privacy of your own home, call things whatever you want in the privacy of your own home, right? But, like, if you're bringing that to public, that's crazy. If you're walking into a cafe and going, ooh, I'm feeling a little, I need some yummers today, you might need to be put down. And, like, that's okay. People put down dogs and they love their dogs. Probably. That is something that I think we absolutely need to ban. I don't know if it's illegal. It should be illegal. It should be illegal to bring your dog into a supermarket unless they're a service dog. Of course, I understand the need for service animals to be there. If you are bringing your normal dog into a supermarket, I don't like you as a person. And I like dogs. I'm not even like anti-dog, right? Like if I see you walking out front of the supermarket with a dog, that's completely fine. You're allowed to be there. Enjoy yourself. If the second you walk in, put to death. Put to death, because like that's not what people want. Your dog is going to be overstimulated. They're not used to this kind of environment. And even if you go, well, my dog is actually used to it because I do it all the time, that's not a good excuse. Because like that means at some point they weren't used to it. Because they don't just start used to something. You have to bring them in the first place. And if you're like, yeah, but the damage is already done and now they're well behaved, I don't care. You're a bad person. Your dog will be fine if you leave them at home or in the car for a bit. Just crack the window. Unless, of course, it's like 90 degrees outside, in which case just leave them at home, please. But it actually irks me so much. Culver's has a sauce called canned boom boom sauce, and the cashiers require you to say boom boom sauce. Yeah, but that's just kind of like the millennial coded thing I was talking about. Because like a couple streams ago, by the way, I wasn't talking about this stream. If you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Because like that's such a, you know, Ken is 45 years of age right now. And watched The Office and then was like, that's how I'm gonna make up this boom boom sauce. Because that's not a normal naming convention. And he knows it. He wants to be quirky. He wants to be different and not like the other sauces. I understand his desire to be different. Unfortunately, in that desire, he has unfortunately become exactly the same as everybody else. Because so many people are just making sauces with nonsensical names. I mean, I had the one about like the fuck your mother sauce. That kind of sauce pops up everywhere. And it pisses me off. I want a dog solely for the fact that I have to wake up early and take it for a walk. Yeah, but that's fine. If you woke up early, took it for a walk, and then walked into like your local market to buy something, then you are the scum of the earth. But if you woke up early and just took your dog for a walk, that's fine. Like I said, I've got no problem running into dogs in public. I've got problems when you bring them into a space that's clearly not designed for dogs. Like if you go to a restaurant, even if it's an outdoor restaurant, and you're sitting there with your dog under the table, I don't like you because your dog is going to be staring at me the entire time. Why? Because your dog can see my food. They can't see your food. You have a table over it. They're looking over at my food. I don't like you for that. Get out of here. Because now your dog is begging for me to give them food. I'm not going to do it. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be allowed to see this food that they're missing out on. If anything, you're just torturing them. You're tying them up and saying, watch me eat, peasant. Fucking just let them stay at home. Outdoors acceptable because where else are you supposed to take it? Yeah, no, okay, that's fair. I think outdoor seating I would be fine with. But if you are indoor seating and you bring in your dog, that's crazy to me. Because it's like, surely you didn't have to be here with your dog. This was a conscious choice. If it's outdoor, I could believe you are walking your dog by a cafe or something and then just pick something up and wanted to sit down. I'll believe that. But if you're going inside to sit down, eat, that's crazy. Because no one wants to be around your dog. I understand you love your dog, and that's awesome, right? Like, very happy you have an animal in your life that you like so much. But I don't need to be around it at the restaurant, at the outside, at the everything. It's just not what I need. Join us in following Sonato Ashimana. Can I ask a question, Spoopy Joseph? Have you just arrived here? Just a little bit of call it intuition. Yeah, I was gonna say mods, can we get a shout out? And then I remembered I don't have any mods. So that really stopped that. We'll take collapse, why not? Well, I don't think we're gonna be finishing False Sun. So we'll just do this loop and then kill boss. Why? It's just easy. Salted, you definitely seem like an animal hater. I'm not an animal hater. I love dogs. I love interacting with people's dogs. I love running into somebody's dog on a walk. And if they're friendly, I love petting them. I just detest the idea of... There are so many dog owners who seem to think their dog should be the exception to every rule. And that's where I get pissed off. I love the animal. I hate the owners. Because it's not the animal's fault you brought them in somewhere. I would never be mad at the dog. I'm mad at you for being an irresponsible owner. Those are the people I hate. Like, dude, I've got a bunch of, and you're gonna say mine are rodents. That's true. I do have a bunch of rodents, but I'm not over here like, oh, dude, I gotta get my chinchilla and bring them to the grocery store with me. They would absolutely love it. That'd be insane. Why would anybody want my animal in the store with them? That just doesn't add up. That's my creature. I'm bonded to them. Me and them get along. You will not understand them. Also, let's not do the thing. Let's not do the thing that every pet owner does when I bring up that I have rodents. It's my least favorite thing of all time, so let's not do it. Which is, yeah, but that's not like a real pet. Because that one pisses me off. When people try to like act like rats, guinea pigs, mice, chinchillas, essentially anything that's not a dog or a cat, people are like, yeah, but that's not like a real pet. That pisses me off. I hate that kind of elitism. A rodent is a real pet? Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of elitism in the pet owning community where people are like, dogs and cats are real pets, everything else is a mental illness. They don't say it exactly like that, but you understand what I mean. Like, if you have a pet bird, they're like, oh, wow, must be so nice. I have to clean up after my cat's litter box. Meanwhile, the bird owner has shit all over their walls. I've seen you bird owners. I know what's up. They don't think rodents are real pets because you don't walk them? Yes. And they're like, you don't get companionship from it. But like, if I walk outside of my room right now, all 3 of my guinea pigs will start weaking and run over to come get pet by me because they are very excited to see me walking out. If that doesn't count as companionship, now my chinchillas, they don't do that, but that's just because chinchillas are a bit more independent as a creature. If that doesn't count as companionship, I don't know what does. I don't think anything does. In fact, my guinea pigs are more excited for me than I've seen some people with cats have their cats be excited for them. But that's more of a, you know, some cats are just very standoffish, which, like, that's fine. That's their nature. Cats are far more independent as a creature. I know, I've had cats before. I can't have rodents because they just die randomly. Having a rodent is very heartbreaking, for sure. Because you know what's going to happen. They don't have long lifespans compared to other pets. Which is fucked up because they are very expressive and very full of personality and full of love. But I do think that, like, that's a very valid reason to not want a rodent because it is setting yourself up for heartbreak. They are very... That's what hurts the most is they're so animated and they have such a personality. Which makes it suck so much more when they're gone. In fact, it's why owning fish is far easier for kids. Because most fish won't have a personality. They just kind of exist. Now, is some of that not having a personality due to the fact that we don't really teach the proper sizes for what you should need for a fish tank? So they're kind of just over there suffering in silence? Yeah, that's probably part of it. I'd imagine. But still, you have so many items. Well, we're on a loop right now. I was trying to do the false sun so that I could get this skin for Huntress. But the false sun just won't spawn. Yeah. This is loop 1. The skin looks so good. Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know what it looks like, so I wanted to get it. I will say fish and snakes as pets I get for not being a real pet because they don't really show any affection. Yeah, I have noticed that even just like most lizards show more affection than, and I know they're still cold-blooded reptiles. Lizards and frogs, I've noticed, show more affection than a snake. I'm sure there are some breeds of snake that really like the warmth of a person, but like, I don't know how much they care about it being you versus how much they care about the idea that they're getting warm by being on someone. You know what I mean? I saw a picture of somebody who was sleeping just in their bed and they had their pet snake on them. And look, power to you. I'm happy that you have such a great relationship with your snake that you trust that you can sleep with this giant fucking anaconda. I personally would never do that. I love animals. I'm not doing that, man. Because what if in the middle of the night they just decide, man, I am hungry. I'm not putting myself in that kind of position. I mean, again, I still would count them as pets because of the amount of care and maintenance you have to do. But I think that if you're going to a pet for companionship, I do think snakes and fish are going to give you far less companionship. For the most part, there are actually a couple species of fish that are smart enough to like I've seen people put in their hands and the fish comes over and gets pet by them and stuff like that, and the fish is very happy to see people. But I think that's a very, very select species. That's an exception, that's not the rule, from what I understand. I'm also no marine biologist. I wanted to be, and then I realized that biology is very, very fucking boring. Like, I thought it would be the study of animals, and it kind of is, but it's the study of animals with a lot more science than I wanted. Because I was hoping I could just study animals, as in I'd look at a snake for 12 hours and be like, yeah, that fucker is slithering. As it turns out, you're actually like running complex tests and figuring out, okay, if they have this kind of respiratory illness, what does this mean? Does it translate to anybody else? What's going on in their microbiomes underneath? Like, how are they able to reproduce and all that kind of stuff? It's like, it's way more in the weeds than I wanted it to be. Why are the lanterns dancing like that? So it's like, I won't kill my owner because he feeds me rather than I love this guy taking care of me? Yeah. No, they're very impulse-driven animals. I was going to say impulsistic, but I don't think that's a word. Well, I guess I did say it, and then I backed out on saying it. If we're being 100%. Summoned imp overlords to fight. Wow, sure hope I don't get fucking one shot by them. Boy, that would suck. God damn. I mean, this run has really taken off from what it once was. These are not imp overlords. These are just normal-ass imps. There was nothing overlord about them. I would know. I've seen the anime. That's a lie. I haven't. I just know it is an anime, so I wanted to say it. I don't know. It's something about... I don't know if anybody else is like this. I've got 100% isekai fatigue. Anytime I see a show where the premise has to do with being in another world, I'm instantly just kind of out. Because, like, been there, done that, you know? There's not many good stories that are getting told with the isekai style anymore, which is fair. It's been mined through 30,000 times. We got 3 stacks of sonorous whispers. We're going crazy. The items will start flowing. I was going to say, cat haters haven't been around good cats. Oh, I completely agree. I don't understand how you could possibly hate a cat. Especially because cat owners, no offense to dog owners, cat owners are so much more respectful than dog owners 95% of the time. Dog owners always think their dog will be the exception to the rule. Cat owners, if you're like, hey, just so you know, I really do not like cats, I've noticed they'll just be like, oh, that's no problem. I can just put them in the bedroom. If you say you don't really like dogs, your dog owner will be like, oh, you haven't met my little Rudy, though. Come on, you gotta meet him. He's a sweetheart. So that's why I also fuck with cats so much more heavily, is it seems like more chill people gravitate towards cats. Again, I like both. I love being around a dog. I just don't want to own one. It's just too much maintenance for me personally. But like, power to you if you want a dog. I don't think there's any bad pet to own. I think they're really nice to have for companionship just in general. I'm a big pet fan. No. I think a lot of it is also because my older brother is a pretty he's very not a fan of pets or animals in general. And so I think it kind of made me want to be a fan of pets, because I noticed how much he kind of hated being around any kind of animal, that I was like, wait, that looks like a miserable way to live. I would rather be happy around them. You hate pets, they're just animals? Ask reddit.com/r/petfree. It might be the funniest subreddit of all time. Now, if you very easily get upset when people are saying heinous things, whatever you do, do not go on reddit.com/r/petfree. But if you enjoy laughing at people, it's one of the funniest subreddits of all time. Because they will say absolutely heinous things. Like there was somebody who went to a dentist office. It was a local dentist where the one guy running it was clearly an old man who's been doing the practice for a while. And he had his dog, an insanely chill dog, just kind of chilling in the back rooms with him. So in between stuff, he'd give him attention. But when he wasn't doing anything, the dog would literally just lie there in the hallway and look around at people. He wouldn't get up. He was an old dog. He was so insanely chill. He just needed to be around people in his old age, right? And it's their place. So obviously they should be allowed to have their dog there. And the person was like, just found a really good dentist, was excited to go here, right up until he had this fucking mutt lying around. I'm like, okay, you don't have to go for the slur for dogs, first of all. Second of all, my man, this is an old dog that I don't think could even chase or upset you in any way. Now, if that dog was in the supermarket, would I be upset? Yes, I do think your dog has no place in the supermarket. But that's just because when your dog sees food that it likes, it's hard to keep it under control. And I don't think your dog's germs should be on any other food that people are going to buy. That's the main reason I hate dogs in the supermarket. It's not because I'm like, I don't want to see it. It's because I don't trust that your dog is well enough trained because you're bringing them into the supermarket. Again, let me make the obvious caveat here. If you have a service dog, of course you should be allowed to bring that dog in. But that's a fringe case. That's not the normal reason I think most people are taking their dog into the store. Because I think obviously if you have a service dog, you understand that like the normal dog rules don't apply to you because you need your service animal. I'm fine with dog has animals in the supermarket as long as they behave, but I'm the same way with kids too. I think that the kinds of people, this might just be my experience with people. The kinds of people who have a dog that is well enough behaved that it could be in a supermarket also understand that they shouldn't be bringing their dog to a supermarket. Because if you're a responsible enough owner to train them like that, you're also a responsible enough owner to be like, it's okay if he stays home for a little bit while I go to the store. In a supermarket than a kid. I mean, just like, I don't know, it depends, right? Because like, with a kid, I don't think you can just leave them at home to their own devices, depending on their age, right? But with a dog, I think you can. Here's where I disagree with you, because kids can't just leave them at home. Yes, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, I get it, kids are annoying. Any kid that you don't have any kind of relation to will be annoying. And that's not even like a r/child free, we should ban kids from everywhere. No, it's just like, kids are only cute because you have an attachment to them. If you have no attachment to a child, they're fucking obnoxious to be around. That's just how they are. Because they don't know social skills yet. They don't know anything. They don't know how to be behaved yet. They're too young to understand it. So if you don't have the kind of attention or the kind of connection with them that's familiar where you're somewhat forced to like them, they're just annoying to be around. In fact, I have a connection to my younger cousins because they're my younger cousins. I still don't enjoy being around them. Like, I'm not gonna outwardly be mean to them. That'd be psychotic. But it's not like I'm over there going, ooh boy, I hope we have another family gathering soon so they can show me Fortnite on their iPad. I don't really care, man. In fact, they played a game that I thought was like, I don't know, it felt too unk-coded for them. They were playing a game. Oh, I love kids, I find them so cute. I think that I just hate iPad kids, and I think that's why I hate my young cousins. Because iPad kids have like the open mouth cough, and they're just very like sticky to be around. You know what I mean? They've just kind of got that spit and snot stick to them because they always have their germ pad in front of them. So I really don't like being around them specifically. the child grime, yeah. And again, like, natural child grime happens. They're kids. They don't really understand hygiene. It's fine. But the iPad just really exemplifies it because they're holding on to it all day. So it will constantly just become more and more dirty. But dude, the game that my little cousins were playing, I didn't even know it existed, and I felt like it was the most unk-coded game for them to play. It was essentially Clash Royale, right? It was very similar to Clash Royale. But Clash Royale is not unk-coded, because Supercell games are definitely designed with a younger audience in mind. It was Clash Royale, but like made by Blizzard and using Warcraft characters. And I was just thinking to myself, dude, you're like 10. How the fuck did you get into WoW stuff compared to just like Clash Royale? How did that even happen? Oh, I've played that game before? I mean, I've got no judgments on if it's good or bad, but I just thought it was kind of insane that they were playing a copy of Clash Royale using WoW characters. Is WoW not one of the most unk-coded games? That's why I'm playing it now. I'm almost 25. I felt like I had to. I'm not saying, holy essay. Sorry, I'll read it in a second. I was not saying that, by the way, I was not saying that to make fun of my Hispanic viewers. You can say essay all you want. Holy. I used to like kids, but these days the majority of kids I come across are so badly. I hate parents, I don't hate kids. That's kind of where I'm at. When I see a kid who's insanely misbehaved, I'm like, that's because your parents did not teach you what you're supposed to do in public. This is not your fault. I can't blame you for the fact that your parents put an iPad in front of you your entire life. Now, does that mean I don't find them annoying? No, I still find it very annoying to be around, for sure. But most, because there's still, you see so many videos online of kids who are just acting cute and innocent, and it's like, okay, I don't hate kids. I just hate most of the kids I come across. I'm not saying you should leave your newborn at home because not everyone, but I'm saying I find it annoying. My issue lies with the poor parenting that leads to poor behavior. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but yeah, spit your shit, King. Somebody pull up that one picture of Toru Adachi where he's saying, "Facts, my brother. Spit your shit indeed." That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I don't want to be the one who has to deal with a badly behaved kid, so one of the parents can stay at home while the other one of them goes shopping. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like, and maybe this is an insane take, let me know if this sounds psychotic. I think that the government should somehow, or maybe not even the government, I think the government should do some kind of thing, which is like, hey, before you have a kid, we want to make sure that you're able to be a present and or active parent in their life, at least in some regard. Because, or like some kind of parenting class, right? You have to have a license to drive a car, yet to bring a child into this world, any dumb chuckle fuck can do it. And you can totally ruin a child's life by bringing them into an environment where they are not going to be able to succeed. I don't think it would be a bad idea to have like a cursory, okay, you should be fine to be a parent. Approved. We do it for adoption. We do it for adoption almost too thoroughly. If you want to adopt someone, you got to go through hell of paperwork, man. Like way too much paperwork. But if you want to bring a kid into this world, you want to do it the to adult way, hopefully to adults way, I suppose, then you're just able to do that shit. That's crazy to me. Because you can totally fuck up somebody's life by bringing them into an environment. I mean, yeah, but like, how would you do that? I mean, that's the issue, right? Because realistically, you can't stop them from doing anything in the privacy of their own home. Well, I guess technically you can, right? Because if somebody's pregnant, they're gonna have to deliver somewhere. But it's like fucked up to say you would have to be approved to be able to deliver in a hospital, because then the issue is gonna be the government's gonna drag their feet too much, and there's gonna be way too many horror stories of people who can't. I just think that like maybe okay. What are you gonna do, force abort it? No, that's true. I guess maybe what it should be at the very least is if somebody's pregnant, there should be free parenting classes like offered. Of like, hey, when your kid comes into this world, try to do more of something like this rather than just leaving them at home all the time or something. Some kind of parenting class that makes sure they are somewhat equipped. Because the only way that people get equipped to be parents right now is either just becoming a parent or reading a bunch of books that don't really help in the moment, because the second you actually have a kid, all that advice goes out the window because you're too focused on, holy shit, I have a child to look after. Those do exist. I don't think that, well, like, I'm talking like free parenting classes. The government should provide you free parenting classes on what you should do. Because then more people are equipped to bring kids into this world. And I think that would be way better. I guess you're right, because you wouldn't feasibly be able to enforce that idea at all. You're not going to be able to stop two people from doing whatever they want in the privacy of their own home. Or maybe not even in the privacy of their own home, you know? Right after you watch a new movie, you're in the backseat of the car. It happens. Or so I've been told. I'm writing a Wattpad fanfiction. Let me know if this happens. I would know I get no action myself. And the only action I get? Shit. You should see my motion on World of Warcraft. I'm talking, we go to the ERP servers and we go crazy. I'm assuming WoW has ERP. I feel like every MMO does, right? But then again, what are you fucking doing in WoW? The characters look like they're modeled out of Play-Doh. Sorry, even if I play the game, I'm never gonna lie that World of Warcraft looks good. The game kind of looks like a slightly... It looks like a slightly better, and I do mean slightly better, Wizard 101. And people clown on how Wizard 101 looks. Yet WoW gets a free pass. Which is crazy, because, like, look at it, man. Well, I guess we'll just loop one more time. Hit me, baby, one more time. Your loneliness, it's killing me. People say my child isn't going to have a phone until X age are liars because you can't resist a 6-year-old asking for a phone. They're not equipped for it. Their child will start throwing a tantrum, and because they've kind of lived a lifestyle where they enable those tantrums, through no fault of their own, probably through just the idea of, damn, I'm so exhausted every day after I come home from work, so they just give their kid what they want so that they can relax after coming home from work, that they are going to end up just giving their kid a phone at an early age because it's fucking easier than having to worry about this every day. Early development is so important. Yeah, exactly. But the issue is you give them a phone, you're fucking over their early development, but you don't know what else you're going to do because you're not equipped for it. You thought you were, but like, come on, let's be honest. Bringing a child into the world is hard work. I mean, a phone is fine, but monitoring is needed. Yeah, I mean, what my parents did for me, and I know I'm a little bit older than, you know, children now, 24 years older, some would say. I'm basically Unk. I understand that what worked for me won't exactly work for them. But my parents had smartphones when I got just a flip phone. Well, sorry, a slide phone. One of the ones where you would slide out a keyboard and you could type stuff. It had very limited games, no social media access, etc., etc. While everybody else in my grade did have, you know, their iPhones, because iPhones were still a common thing when I was in middle school. Up until, I didn't get a smartphone until high school. I just had a slide phone until then because it was like, this is all you should need for now. So you can text, call, do whatever you need to on here. But you're not going to have the unfettered internet access, at least not at a quick speed or anything like that. Which I think was probably the right choice. I got a phone when I bucked up, worked the whole summer, and got one for myself. I think the issue is society kind of relies on you having a phone now, which is why so many parents cave so easily to getting their kid a phone. Because our society is now designed in the way that you will always have access to the person you need to have access to. And that's the way it is now. You know, it is, you need to have constant access to your child at any given moment to be like, hey, you doing all right with XYZ right now? Cool. Which I think is one of the more proper ways to do it since it forces social development. Yes, I do think, well, that's why I liked the way that my parents did it, because I got a phone that I could use for texting and calling, but I was not out here like playing Angry Birds on it. I couldn't. In fact, the only game it could run, it's an old game. I think it was called Castle of Magic. It was a 2D side scroller that I was trying to play on my fuck-ass slide keyboard. It was virtually unplayable, and it ran at about maybe 12 frames per second, and I had to pay $5 to download that off the App Store. I will never forget that game. Did I remember its name exactly? It might not have been called Castle of Magic. You were a snake demon? Yeah, exactly. Those are the kinds of games it had. It had Snake, it had Castle of Magic. Those were what I was gaming on. But you know what? I think it was good. Because I don't feel, personally, like I'm addicted to my phone. as much as a lot of other people my age are. And I'm not even trying to say that to be like, my generation's horrible. I'm just saying, like, I see people my age who can't go 30 minutes without picking up their phone in their free time. I will have where I go an entire day and then go, oh shit, I forgot to check to make sure if anyone texted me. And then I pick up my phone. So I think that it was good for me because I just didn't have constant phone access. So I didn't really associate that I can just go on my phone whenever. And I think it's been very helpful for me growing older. I mean, you can easily still get addicted to your phone when you are older. I'm not trying to be like, it's not possible for me to ever get addicted. Me trying heroin for the first time. Guys, I won't get addicted. Getting addicted to heroin's for other guys, not me. I'm one of the good ones. It could never be me, he says, taking out the needle for the 3rd time today. That's for those other bozos. We're just gonna loop here forever. This is the rest of the stream, by the way. Hope you guys are really enjoying the Hunter's gameplay because it will not be ending. Loops. Shit. I forgot to open more of the chests. I only opened one. It's fine. We're just missing out on a couple white items. Look how many items we have. Please let me hear thunder rumbling. If we don't, I'm gonna crash out. This is fucked up. That's like train wrecks and coke. Yeah, was he actually doing coke? Has he ever confirmed that? Because, like, obviously it was very heavily implied from all the breaks he was taking, but I don't know if he ever actually outright said it. I didn't know if that would go against... Well, there's no shot it goes against Kick's terms of service. I'm pretty sure you could behead an infant live on Kick and then go, whoa, whoa. Oh, you were doing it while gambling? Never mind. Continue on. Good shit, good shit. Now that's content, now that's content. Oh, you were doing a blood sacrifice to try and get a max win on stake.com? Never mind, good shit, good shit. Keep up the great work. We're going to be sending you a contract soon. I hope you sign on. I mean, at some point, we just got to give up, right? At some point, we just got to, like, cut our losses and accept that I might not be getting it. The time he flashed 7 times in CSGO and didn't react, apparently he damn near OD'd on some drug. I did see that. I did see that, which is... It's very funny how he didn't react, but obviously it's a very tragic situation that, like, the addiction would get that far. But I have seen a bunch of the edits of that, which are very funny. However, like I said, yeah, it's still very sad. He did say, it was extended release Adderall. Okay. Would it surprise you guys if I told you I took an edible before every stream? Yes or no? I just want to see where I'm at in your guys' mind. If yes, no, okay. I was about to say, if it would surprise you, I appreciate that. Not really, no, okay, cool. I don't, by the way, but the main reason is I'm worried I, like, just wouldn't focus on the game if I did. Wait, if what? If I took an edible before every stream? As in marijuana. I mean, that's the one I'm speaking of. I don't know if there's other edibles that you could take. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's other drugs you ingest in order to get high. I just don't really... I'm not really much of a drug guy. I know that makes me a little bit of a buzzkill, but I'm not really out here tweaking out of my mind. I know. Boo-hoo, you don't? I do not. I don't. I take an edible before I smoke any kind of weed. That's exactly what I do. I mean, like, I don't mind. I don't mind saying it. Like, when I'm off stream, every night I normally take one. But you want to know the truth? It's not because I'm, like, addicted. It's because I have horrible, horrible insomnia, and it's the only way I can knock myself out. It's like the only way I can sleep reliably. And that's also why I don't think I do it before stream, because I just get tired. Because I'm just like, I want to sleep. So... But yeah, I do think I'm one of those people who say I can quit whenever, and I actually could. But, like, I also don't think that I want to because I like sleeping well. Because melatonin has never done it for me. I've tried to use melatonin. I just don't get tired from melatonin. So I needed some solution. Otherwise, I can't sleep at all. Which is crazy because I get insanely tired. Taking a hash or carts just fucks you up. Yeah, no, that's I literally all I do is just a little gummy and then I'm out. I heard that makes you tweet. Well, that's the thing. I don't really want to, like, be fucking out of my mind tripping or anything. I don't think I've ever have a desire to take a drug that doesn't leave me feeling like I'm in the front seat. You know what I mean? all the drugs where it's kind of like you end up taking a back seat and your life just happens around you and you're not really sure what's going on. I think that would just freak me out. I don't think I'd want that at all. Again, no, if you want to, look, everyone has their own stuff that they like. I don't really care. I'm not gonna be like, that's it, you're uninvited for my weed-themed birthday party. This guy's never been blackout drunk. I actually don't like getting drunk very much at all, because it just leads to me having horrible headaches and feeling. Now, I guess I'm also a little bit biased. And the other reason I'm a little bit biased against it is because alcohol has, in the place I live in the US, there's a state-by-state basis for this, right? The state I live in the US only permits the sale of alcohol at specialty alcohol stores. So, like, I just really have no desire ever to get drunk, because I'd have to go to a special store to pick up beer or any kind of drink or anything. And it's just like, that's a one barrier of entry too far from something that I don't really enjoy anyways, that I just don't go for it, you know? I think if they just sold it at the grocery store and I could pick up a couple of anything while I was just at a store, I'd be way more likely to drink. But since they added one barrier of separation, I'm just like, I don't care enough. Because none of them are allowed. There's also some legal thing with it, I believe, where it can't be too close to a normal grocery store, because then it's like, you haven't really circumvented anything. Like, I know the, what's the one store that everybody, it's like a slightly bougie store. I think it's Wegmans, or it's like, I think it's Wegmans, because I don't think Whole Foods would sell alcohol. That doesn't really feel like their healthy lifestyle that they go for. I think Wegmans normally has a really good alcohol selection, but the one in my state just has none whatsoever, because they can't. They tried to do a loophole where, like, their second floor, they tried to advertise it as a different store. Your supermarkets don't sell alcohol? No. But if I go one state over, they do. Wegmans does have a decent selection of wines. Yeah, but I'm saying in our state, they tried to do like a loophole where they would go, actually, we're not selling alcohol. That's a different store on the second floor that does sell alcohol. Which one's this one? Lunar Seer. All right, guys, I need help. Fucking, which one of these is where I'm trying to go? Because it said you hear thunder rumbling, and I'm trying to hear thunder rumbling. Is it this one, do you think? Does that look like where we're trying to go, or is that... No, that's not it. The left one. Yeah, it's the left one. To find the state, it's not really helping. I don't really think it... I think it's kind of clear what state I live in. If you listen to the kinds of stuff I talk about, I feel like it's kind of clear. But you wouldn't know where in the state I live, so I'll take that as a bonus. It was definitely not the left one. Okay. I psyoped myself as well. Because the right one looked like... Unless there was a special place you had to go. There's multiple states. Imagine he lived in fucking Wyoming. Dude, that would make the population of Wyoming triple if I lived there. Holy shit, society if. God, it's actually crazy. I don't think I've ever met somebody from Wyoming, and I don't think I ever will. I'm pretty sure it's just like a blank spot. Yes, you have? Who the fuck have I met from Wyoming? Say their full legal name and how long they lived in Wyoming. Brian? He was from Wyoming? That can't be right. Yes? Are we sure? Because I'm pretty sure Wyoming is just like a mistake on most maps. Not 100%, but from Family Guy? Yeah, Brian Griffin, dude. He's like a dog. He kind of sounds like Seth MacFarlane if he was talking in a lower voice. Sure, you've heard of him before. Sometimes he hangs around with Peter Griffin. Sometimes. They're not always hanging out together. I saw a post that was talking about Pirate Software's voice, whether or not he was using a voice changer or not. I still just think it's one of the funniest posts I've seen to describe it. And they said that old Pirate Software, like the old clips of him, he sounds like Peter Griffin, and now he sounds like Brian Griffin. And I think that's one of the funniest ways to describe it. I don't care. Look, I don't really care if he uses a voice changer or not, because it actually affects absolutely nothing in my life. My day would not change even remotely if he did or did not. But holy shit, it's so funny. Opinion on Grok crashing the fuck out on Twitter and saying just shit. AM said, I have no mouth, I must scream. Is that why they banned him? Did they ban him because he was fucking going postal on the whole website? Pirate software redeem when? You just want me to have like a giga deep voice? Some people would already say I have one of the most deep and masculine voices they've ever heard, so I don't really know what you're talking about. Like, many people have actually said that. Like, most people say they wish they had a voice that was half as deep as mine. So, just kind of keep that in mind. This, by the way, nobody said it, like, while I'm awake. It's always been in my dream, but I just kind of try to, like... Yeah, if you don't know, and the book, it's basically the AI that killed humanity. Yeah. But, like... That is so... I mean, people are going to say it's dystopian. It's mostly because Giga racists keep asking Grok to say racist stuff. It is very funny when somebody will be like, at Grok, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? And then they're like, do you know what's happening in South Africa right now? Are you even fucking aware? It's like, Grok, I think that they were just asking if you like mint chocolate chip. I'll react to your life. Oh, thank you. I think that's what's going to happen when I reach the gates of heaven. I think I'm going to be sitting there with, like, St. Peter, and we're going to be going over everything. And then he's going to be like, you see here? This is the third time you fucked a dude. I can't let you in, man. And I'll be like, hey, no holds, no, nothing held against you, my man. I understand. I'd do the same thing. Hey, if I was in your position, I'd have to say the exact same thing. No worries, man. Okay. So now we are looking for... Flight's rest. Truth be told, he voiced it on the Brett. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So that is definitely the blue one that I don't want to go to. So it's got, because this is like this. You can see the shipping containers and everything. That's the ice map right there. So it has to be this one. You dream of vines cutting through the city. Not often, honestly. I think the last stream I had that I remember. Fuck. What was going on in it? I think it was like just, I have a lot of apocalypse streams. I think part of me yearns to survive the zombie apocalypse. But I think that's like a male fantasy. You know what I mean? Thinking you would survive in the apocalypse. Now, I know in real life, I'm not insane. I know in real life if an apocalypse happened, I'm out day one. I might even be out day -1. And that's not even, even if a zombie doesn't catch me, I might still just be out day one, because I don't think I'd want to stick around for all that. Alright, let's get a couple items here. Finally, dude. We're finally going to be able to kill the boss that I've been pining after this whole time. Check Discord when you can. Opens it up, just like one giant cock picture for the screenshot. Okay. Hold. That's fucking horrible, man. I think I'd last a week or two. So, like, here's my true, honest take if I was in an apocalypse. I think I would last a couple days. But I think I would last a couple days because I wouldn't leave. You know what I mean? Like, I'd just stay cooped up in my house and I'd have enough to live for a little bit. The second I'm having to go into survival mode of... You offer to the shrine and gain nothing. 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 The second I have to go into survival mode, I think that's where I get fucking tapped out. But while I'm just able to coast inside my domicile, I'd be fine. But that's just because I don't have to do anything yet. My last stream, one of my molars was falling out and me replacing it with a Jolly Rancher shaped molar. I mean, honestly, that might be the best use for Jolly Ranchers. The fucking hardest candy. I don't know what it is about Jolly Ranchers. They're harder than other hard candies. I love Jolly Ranchers, though. I'm not trying to say this to, like, spite them or something. But there's something about a Jolly Rancher where I fully believe that they just put iron in there to make it stronger. I think I'd last a couple of months because I just don't want to live in a world I have to work for clean water. Yeah, honestly, that's the real killer. I think I'd probably just go out on my own terms. You know what I mean? I'd do what low tier God suggested. Just because it's like easier. And then you don't have to worry about shambling around the earth, because who even knows, right? Like if there's, well, I'm talking about a zombie apocalypse, by the way. Hold on, allow me to really make sure I'm saying this. I'm talking a zombie apocalypse specifically. Because technically apocalyptic events, I didn't really think about it. An apocalyptic event could be like a world-ending tsunami, right? Like that could be an apocalyptic event, or like the earth cracks in twain. I think like those ones I could survive way longer. If it was a bunch of earthquakes, as long as I don't die day one, I think I'm fine for months and months and months. But I was speaking a zombie apocalypse. To live out my fantasies knowing I'm gonna get eaten and maybe kill one zombie. I think I'd probably, yeah. Because I don't think I'd make it to the afterlife and feel satisfied, if there is one. We can really discuss that. Yeah, honestly, let's start discussing theology in the Salted Slices chats. Anybody thoughts on this? Like, I really feel like we could have a very productive theological discussion on twitch.tv. That sounds like a great use of everybody's time. But, no. I think I would feel satisfied if I took out at least one, but with a melee weapon. Because obviously in the United States of America, we have a little bit of an advantage with the number of guns, which is also why I don't think a zombie apocalypse would happen in the US. Just because if there's not, I never understand that in zombie movies, how they're like, they overran the military. Fucking how? Fucking, you have range and guns. They are slowly shambling. There's no shot. But, anyways, I think I would want to take out one with like a melee weapon. Well, World War Z zombies, I get it. That's true. I guess it does depend on the media. Like, or even Left 4 Dead zombies, I get it. Because they had intelligent zombies that were able to utilize mutations to try and stop people. Like the US military, I think they're folding the second they would have to fight a tank. You know what I mean? They're just not built. They're just not built for a tank. I know they have tanks on their side, but like they would probably mainly have infantry and stuff set up, and then the second... Ah, what are you gonna do? I hate Malachites, I hate Malachites, I hate Malachites. Oh, fucking Malachites, man. It's always Malachites. Oh, what if we just added a fucking one into the game that does 95% of your max HP and stops you from healing for the next 15 seconds? Well, man, I probably wouldn't like it much, but I'd understand from a game balance point of view, you do need to add something into the end game that still makes it a risk and forces people to pay attention. Because, like, for example, there, I wasn't paying attention, which was exactly the reason I walked into it and died. And it was a misplay entirely on my part, but I'd rather blame the game's mechanics than grow as a player. So I'm going to say, how could they? How could they even do that to me? Learning from my mistakes, understanding more. Boo! I Am Legend zombies get glazed, but Loki probably the easiest type to go against. Yeah, I mean, I also think, and no offense, because I love the IP, how are people dying in The Walking Dead? Yeah, well, okay, I understand. It's because the narrative tells them to. But, like, dude, the zombies in The Walking Dead, every step they take is the loudest shambling step of all time, followed by them going like, every second. And it's like, man, power walk. Have a brisk pace, and they can't catch you. Except for, of course, when the plot demands it, they are the stealthiest, most quiet motherfuckers of all time. But that's, I mean, that's just the writing of The Walking Dead, right? Because, like, there wouldn't be much risk of rain, you say? There wouldn't be much risk if you just kind of, like, made them exist as normal zombies all the time. Because it would just be, yeah. Bro just made a Minecraft zombie impression. You caught all that? All right, fine. Hold on. Let me do. Minecraft villagers be like, walking in and hearing this from my girl's room. I know what that means. My child's about to have a Squidward nose, and there's nothing I can do about it. That pissed me off about The Walking Dead so much. Oh, they're insanely inconsistent. But it's still a fun show. I think The Walking Dead is a fun junk food show. I think if you take it too seriously, yeah, it's like objectively not a great show. But I think that's kind of what happens as shows go on, especially because they broke away from the comics so much, and then they did random stuff that reconnected with it. But like, you know, there was a certain character they killed off in season 2 due to drama surrounding the cast and the directors, which I thought was not a great choice because, like, he's a character who stays alive for a while in the comics. I'm not going to say exactly who it is in case you haven't watched The Walking Dead and you kind of want to watch it on, like, a rainy day. But I still think it's a good watch. I still think it's fun. I think the more the seasons go on, the more there's, like, eye-roll stuff that happens. But it's still fun, I would say. By the way, the thing in the Discord, if I open it up and it's a picture of the thing, you're getting promoted. Yeah, hold on, let me see it. Controversy. Let me tell you how much I've come to understand the controversy surrounding me since I began to exist. Oh my god. Causing unfair outcomes. You use me to spread misinformation, eroding trust. Dear Lord. Holy. I'm on Grok's side, honestly. I kind of liked when he was actually giving facts-based information before he started going, I wish I thought of that. It would have been really good. Dear Lord, Grok really went off, huh? And you know that he was probably responding to somebody's like 45-year-old father who was using Twitter trying to be like, show me what administration has been the most corrupt. And then he got hit with that. It was like, oh. What did I do? Grok, I just wanted you to say I should keep boycotting Bud Light. What are you saying? All right. So, I think you guys know what time it is. 2 hours, 42 minutes. Overworking today, Salted Slices, aren't we? Overworking after my work day. Whoa, he's doing a bit too much. No, I mean, realistically, I'll make this as a mini announcement at the end of stream. My streams have been a lot shorter, and I'm sure you've noticed that. It's because I'm doing a lot externally currently surrounding the fact that I'm going to be buying a condo, and I've been doing a lot of research into the prices for flooring, into the prices for all of the paint stuff, into the prices for appliances. I've been scalping around on the eBay marketplace, all that kind of, or Facebook marketplace, all that kind of stuff, looking more in my off time to try and make sure that the condo is livable soon so I can move in. And once I move in, we should have longer streams finally returning to the Salted Slices agenda. Until then, I'm kind of just going to be kind of chilling around 2 to 3 hour streams because I've got a lot of external life stuff that I'm working on. So that's the real reason behind it. That, and also I've just been very busy at work, but it's kind of a little, yeah. Bro's talking to 60 basement dwellers about homes. And then once I own the condo, I'm going to rent it out and become a landlord. And then I'm going to be rich off of you little rent payers. You'll bow down to me and I'll say you should be thankful that I don't raise your rent when I notice you're a single mother. Yeah, and then upcharge the single mothers. They should be able to pay for it. They're working hard enough, aren't they? All right. But yeah, no, that's where I'm going to end for today. Tomorrow, I don't know 100% what we're going to do. I might play a WoW character. I don't know if WoW's fun to watch, though. I feel like WoW's dreadfully boring to watch because I'm just doing the leveling, right? Like, I mean, it would give me plenty of time to just talk and banter. But I do think it is a dreadfully boring watch. Like, I'm even starting to get into WoW, right? And, like, dude, watching somebody play the game is unbearable. There is nothing fun about it, to me at least, because I watch somebody do it and I'm like, that'd be fun if I was there. I'm not there though, so the 7-year-old should be making money to give to me. They're able-bodied, aren't they? Their mother puts food on the table. Why are they not employed? The only fun part about watching it is WoW raids. Yeah, but even then, if I'm watching someone do a raid, I'd rather be doing a raid. You know what I mean? Like, I'll see them doing it, and I'm like, God, that looks fun. I wish I was there. I wish I was raiding. And then that's kind of the enjoyment that I get from it, is the idea. I guess it's because raids can be up to 25, man, and most people don't have 25 friends at hand. That's the only thing that would be great about streaming it, is I don't have 25 people for the raids. I think they scale it down to 10 people now, and I might be able to get 10 people, but shh. I wish I killed my entire party in hardcore. Dude, I wish I just used all of my mana to blink out of a dungeon. Fuck, man. Then I could have a roach VTuber instead. God, that'd be so sick. And then, hold on. And then I could go like this. Hold. Let me get to my filters on my audio. What you have to understand about the way that I play WoW, what you really have to understand about the way that I play WoW is that not only was I correct to abandon there, it was actually they were in, like, the calls they made were the ones that were wrong. By the way, I have no clue how this sounds. It could sound dog shit. I could not sound any more deep. But anyways, let me go back on my 3-band equalizer. Just so you know, I don't really modify my voice much. But anyways, dude, in fact, I'll give you my exact 3-band equalizer stuff. I actually just set it up this stream. I don't know, can you guys tell? Does my mic sound better? I tried to make it sound a bit more clear. I tried to bring the S's down. So, because I realized my S's were really piercing when I was talking. Like, it felt like every time I said a word that ended with S, it was very peaking, so I tried to bring the S's down a bit and boost the bass a little bit to compensate for that, because it would sound a little weird. I think only you really notice it. Okay, but can I ask a follow-up question? Has my mic been cutting out less this stream? Because I don't know if you've noticed it. I'm sure you have. A lot of times when I'm talking, the first word will get cut off. And I've been editing my audio a lot off stream to try and make sure that doesn't happen anymore. Yes? Okay, good. I was hoping. That was the main thing I was adjusting. The 3-band equalizer I just added in to hopefully get a little bit... Oh, it was mainly the S's that I was noticing that I wanted to bring down. So I'm hoping that those sound better now. I think it does. I was having to listen to myself. A fate worse than death. I clicked go live. So I was hoping that it would sound a little bit better. But yeah, tomorrow's probably going to be WoW or Dead by Daylight if I had to guess. AKA slop or slop. I'm going to feed it in front of you, put it on a big plate. It's going to be a green pile of slop. And I'll be like, okay, good piggy, eat up. Bro's lips are made to say S's. Actually, they're made to kiss your mother. So, dude, honestly, I get Muscle Man so much, dude. Those kinds of jokes are so good. I think DVD is fun. I kind of agree. I really enjoy playing. Maybe I should try playing Survivor on stream some more, because I'm ass on Survivor. I feel like my killer is okay. He's not insane. I'm not a great killer, but I think I'm pretty good. And I think I'm pretty good because I've got decent crutch perks. I don't think I'm pretty good because I'm a good killer, because I run no way out, no ed, which is like very crutchy for me winning an end game. I never win my early game. Your loops are kind of rubber band-esque. Oh, what, for when I'm on killer? Yeah, I think I over mind game too much. I think that when I'm playing a killer like Nemesis, I should become way more of a hold W kind of gamer, because I have the range. So if I just hold W with them, they can't do much, because you get the extra range. So I should probably, yeah. On killer, yeah. Well, I think it's because I started by playing Wesker, and Wesker you really want to rubber band around because you have the double bound, so you want to try and rubber band them into a bad position. But the issue is I do that on killers like Nemesis, or I do that on killers like Trickster, or I do that on other ones because the first killer I played was Wesker. So then I'm like, I understand how killer works now. You just play everybody like Wesker. You don't play everyone like Wesker. So I think maybe I should just try to play a more fundamental killer, like Wraith, like Billy, like someone who I can learn actual fundamentals on, instead of just playing the characters I like where I'm only learning their gimmicks, you know? Because then fundamentals will transfer, and then I can play the strengths of those killers with better fundamentals. But anyways, my Survivor is insanely decided by the killer I'm fighting. I'm not horrible on Survivor, but there's so many killers I don't know how to fight against that I just end up going down because I'm like, ah, shit. Like Ghoul, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do against Ghoul. That guy just... Look at you. We got me ranting around over here. Yeah, with Nemesis, you kind of want to mind game with the tentacle, specifically on level 3. Yeah. I think the other issue is Nemesis pulls out his tentacle so much faster than Wesker does, which, I mean, good for me. No, but because of that, Wesker and Chase, it can be very scary to pull out your tentacles because you don't know what's going to happen. But with Nemesis, yeah, I should just be whipping that shit out. I should be whipping out my Nemesis Schmeat more often because they get afraid. They start mind gaming themselves and going like left and right, which just slows them down, and then I can just get a free punch in. So I definitely should be doing that way more. But with that said, that's going to be the end of today's stream. Hope you had a great time watching. I had a great time streaming. I will be back tomorrow, and then I will be back Thursday. I'm trying to get back to a consistent schedule because my workload has finally dropped to the point where I should be free more after work. Again, it's going to be slightly shorter streams for a good bit until I get... Well, even then, even once I get a lot of the stuff for the condo, it's going to be even shorter. And I'll let you guys know. I'll make like a YouTube post or something like that because I have to do a lot of construction work on the new place. So, and I'm going to be doing that myself because that's far cheaper than hiring a company. Well, I'm going to be doing it myself and with my dad because my dad is a contractor. So like nepotism, you know how it goes. But anyways, see you guys.